day. A bit happening around the ground too. There's the bounce and away we go. Collingwood work it forward. Starcevic thumps it down towards centre half forward. Lee boots it towards the outer side, and this is Woods.
Interestingly, Dennis Severio Rocker took that first knockout for Collingwood, playing in the ruck.
He's up the ground. Here he is again, obviously trying to just unsettle, unbalance the Adelaide defence. Monkhorst is down at full forward at the present time. And now
50 metres
against Wiedemann. So Rocker, who started on the ball, finds himself in familiar territory now. He'll kick from about 35 metres out directly in front. 69 goals for the season. A man mountain, just 19 years of age. Severio Rocker then. There's a few standing on the mark, a few jousting down the ground, and Rocker kicks the goal. First blood to the Magpies.
Didn't quite see what that 50-metre penalty was for, Gerard, but it's helped Collingwood get off to the start that they would have desired, I would think.
Yes, getting early goals in interstate matches for the Victorian sides is most important, trying to keep a hush on the ground. A couple of early matchups. McGuan has picked up Jarman. Francis is playing one out against McGuinness. And Tony Shaw, the king of Moomba, is in the middle and he's picking up McDermott. And there's the interchange players for Collingwood. Morwood and Kent Butcher. Butcher in for only his 4th game of the season and his career. So this will be a wonderful experience for him out at Football Park.
You said he was the king of Moomba. I'd rather call him Anthony Antagonist. Tony Shaw.
His verbal skills as good as his handball.
My golly, was right at it before that first bounce. There's Rocker again, and he bashes it to centre half forward. Starcevic up high, can't control it. Out comes Tasker. Tasker's kick towards left half forward, and a good mark taken by Liptak. And the crowd has come to life. Another 50-metre penalty. It's going to the Crows, and all of a sudden Liptak pulls up to within 20 metres of goal. Not short of a bit of exuberance, Dennis, here at Football Park, are they, Crow fans?
They get really involved, don't they?
Oh, dear. Here goes Liptak. Shooting from 20 metres. Oh, I think he's offline. He's missed. And I wonder whether that's a sign of these critical situation nerves.
Liptak, of course, is the Crows' second highest goal kicker with only 21, well behind Modra, of course.
Very much about pride this afternoon for the Magpies. They've got plenty of that. Grandstand side. Kelly missed it. Fraser feeds it off. This is McGuan. Goes down towards left half forward. Nice kick. Going back down there was Russell. Missed it. Adelaide through Bickley come away then. This is Wren. Forward of right half back with some time. Francis belatedly just bounced off Wren. Ball down towards half forward. Smart went hard at that one. Couldn't hang on, and the ball is out of bounds in the shadows of this stand. And already the tension etched on one face. A long way to go. And the Crows have come a long way this season. Thrown in. Rocker held by the arm. Perhaps could have got a free kick. Kerrison scrambles it forward. Wiedemann didn't have the ball. Jarman's got it and in trouble. Wiedemann will get the free.
Umpire Rowan Saws and umpire Grant Vernon officiating. The kick in towards the right forward pocket. Modra jumped too high, and he had his hands right in the middle of his opponent's back there, and Gary Pert looks as though he may be the recipient of that free kick in the left back pocket for the Magpies. Just looking around the ground, maybe the players have settled down a little bit now after a couple of minutes play. Pert's kick goes out towards the wing, and a good strong mark taken by Rocker. Handball away. Francis. Left foot kick by that player goes to the half forward area. No mark taken. Chance here for Visca, and he thumps it back towards half forward for the Crows. Up was Wiedemann, couldn't control the football. In there is Watson for Collingwood. Still there to be one. Kerrison is underneath the pack, and Kerrison will receive the free kick to tackle a little too high. Shane Kerrison at left half back. Short passes on. Watson's made good position and takes a safe chest mark. Bone just a little late on the scene.
Watson has had a fine season. Goes down towards left half forward. Starcevic was up. Twisted away by Pittman out of bounds.
A couple of the other matchups, Dennis. Jamison is picking up Starcevic on the half forward line. Half back line for the Crows, of course. Bickley is on Russell, and Russell playing at half forward for Collingwood.
McGuinness, high kick towards the wing. Bone from behind. Lip tack onto the loose ball. It's loose again. Now he's got problems. Lip tack taken, and he didn't have it according to the umpire. He's got the free. Forward of the wing. Chips for space. Anderson runs down the ground. Pert left it behind. Anderson needs support. Spots Wiedemann. Wiedemann spills it. Some nerves and evidence here for the Crows. Liptak slides in. Loose ball, Shaw over the top. And the umpire has no alternative but to come in and bounce it down.
Yes, and on the wings, Richardson, Alan Richardson for Collingwood's picking up the dangerous Tregenza. He's had a fine season. And Mark Fraser is picking up Anderson.
55 metres from the Crows' goal. Tony Shaw collects it. Short pass, not bad. Nearly the mark paid to Russell. And that's the way the umpire sees it. Scotty Russell, important player around the middle of the ground for the Magpies. Handball away. Fraser, who's pretty quick. He'll need to be. Short kick. Looks for Tony Shaw. No. It's not Shaw. It's Richardson caught with the football, and the free kick will go to McDermott.
Put percentage handball there from Russell, particularly early in a big game like this. Just a long kick. Less possessions, the better.
McDermott deep, and the mark is held down there by Wigney at the second attempt.
Yes, well, Wigney, of course, was named at full back, but on the grass team is lined up in the forward line, as he did so well against Hawthorn last week.
Short one is on. Wiedemann inside the 50, and I suggest from here distance shouldn't be a problem.
Gee, that was bad defence, wasn't it, to leave this man? I think the first player who had the kick, Wigney, was certainly too far out to score, but now this guy,
yep,
real chance.
A big kick.
From right on the 50. No, miscues. Off hands and out of bounds in the opposite pocket. No, in fact, it crossed the boundary line before they touched it, so a Collingwood free down there. It was touch and go in every sense. Kelly's got some problems down there. Trussed up. Now he's free. And out of the back pocket, sends play towards the outer side half-back flank. In fact, he puts it out of bounds on the full. Well, poor kick that one. And Jarman just gives it across to Pittman. It's about 60 metres from goal. Just a sea of faces in the outer. Great atmosphere. Of course, all loaded one way in terms of support. This one drifts towards the pocket. Wigney was out. Arriving quickly, Liptak, but well over the boundary line.
So the left forward pocket for Adelaide. Collingwood lead. They've kicked a goal coming from Severio Rocker, thanks to the advantage of a 50-metre penalty. Liptak couldn't do the same for the Crows. Bone taken off the football by Pert. The Adelaide fans screaming for a free kick. It's not there. Smart goes after it. You can see the square, the goal square, just there. And the umpire will call for a bounce. Absolutely perfect conditions. If anything, it's perhaps just a little too warm, Gerard, maybe.
Well, it's certainly going to test all players. Very sultry or very warm conditions, as you say, Robbo, and we'll find out later in the course of the game.
Kerrison, kick well smothered by Liptak. Ball rebounds out towards half-back for Collingwood. First player back is Tregenza, close to the boundary line. Can he get past Richardson? He can. And he has a good look. Decides to bomb away to centre-half forward. Excellent mark. And Kelly, isn't it good to see him back there at centre-half back? I spoke to someone during the week who's very close to Collingwood, and Craig Kelly would prefer to play in defence. His kick goes in short, picked off by Fraser. Fraser's kick in towards the centre. Big Wren couldn't take the mark. Starcevic slips the tackle. Hand pass, missed his target, which was McGuan. In goes Andrew Jarman, very clever. Off to McGuinness, and Adelaide kicked the ball forward.
It's a very high kick. Liptak goes back. Kerrison, almost the one-hander. Bone in trouble. Woods got him down. Kerrison now an opportunity. Crashing in was Jarman. It ricochets towards Liptak. He does well in a tight situation. Didn't have the ball. Made something out of nothing. It's well inside the 50 now. Watson gets back, sensing the danger. The youngsters combine. This is Fraser. And a couple of veterans there. One of whom, McGuan, alongside Shaw, takes the kick towards half-forward. Juggled mark. Lee, who's been a resolute defender all season long. An attacking defender. Sets things up from the back. Wren sweeping hand pass out wide. Rashuda's got plenty of time. He takes most of it. McEwen confronts him. Rashido runs around him now. Kicks down towards half forward. Not a good kick, but Liptak's in front. Was he pushed in the back? Yes, he was. And Matthew Liptak will get the free kick forward of left centre wing.
A couple of bad kicks coming into the forward line from Collingwood. Mickey McGuan, one of the culprits. Short kick, Modra out of it. Gavin Brown, brilliant recovery. Tony Shaw gets past 50 metres from the Adelaide goal. He kicks it wide, looks for Starcevic and finds that player out in front of Jamison.
And Sav Rocker has returned to his normal position at full back, being picked up by Pittman.
Full forward, I think he is, Jared,
exactly,
isn't he, down that left-hand end? Richardson has the football. He transfers play into the centre. Monkhorst is marked right near the centre circle, looking to give the hand pass away. Kelly was the target, but Monkhorst will kick Collingwood into attack up near the 50-metre line. It's just inside that region. Here's Jarman striving to get clear and productively gets the handball to Bickley, and Adelaide out of trouble. Bickley's kick looks out here for Bone, should have held it. Collingwood have got the numbers as Watson gets back. Adelaide fans again screaming. Maybe the mark should have been paid. That kick from Watson with pinpoint accuracy finds Starcevic.
Good to see Bone back in the side. I agree with you there, Robbo. Should have been paid. Of course, Bone missed with concussion last week after a heavy clash against Jim Steins.
Smothered off the boot. Lee clears the zone back towards the wing. Wiedemann found some space in front of Watson. Takes the mark. Midway between the lines, half back and wing. Chips it out wide. McGuinness runs into space and wants 50. So to the crowd. McGuinness putting his case on the ground. Yes, he should have got 50. McGuinness plays on. Francis nabs him, but the kick is off towards half forward. Smart goes up. Smart has it. Chip pass out wide. This is Bone right on the 50. Vacant goal square. He goes for it. Wigney got a hand to it. Modra behind. Almost too high. Away comes Brown. Brown boots it towards the outer side. I'm not sure that was the intention, but we'll take it. That's Richardson.
Yes, my word, a little fortunate there. Richardson with the football, kicks it in towards the centre. The mark taken by Starcevic, looking to give the hand pass away. He does. Tony Shaw, high kick. Collingwood mark nearly taken by Williams. Onto it is Rowe. A left foot kick by that player, goes close to the goal line. Getting back was Pittman. Brilliantly done, McEwen. Gets his foot to goal. Roddy McEwen, well done. Well, I'm sure we've mentioned that as much as we're seeing a lot of Collingwood flags being thrown around here at Football Park, there'll be some Geelong people pretty excited, because if Collingwood can beat Adelaide, the Cats are in the finals.
Yes, good pace there from Brad Rowe, moving the ball forward. Pittman should have gone down and smothered that football, but allowed Ron McEwen to get his first.
So the Magpies lead it by 11 points. Rucks go at it again. Monkhorst, a little deflection wide of the congestion. He slides after the ball. Tregenza socket it. Goes again, pushed off it. He's going to get a free kick. Just tackled, and that was all, but he's got the ball just forward of the centre line. Goes for distance. A centred kick to Modra, takes a terrific mark. Well, we saw the Jason Dunstall show up at the Gabba earlier today. Maybe a chance of an encore right here at Football Park. Watch this again.
Yes, it's just a pure leap here from Modra, and he's excited and entertained us all this season. He's made a quantum leap forward after only 21 goals from 8 games last year. He's now up to 114 goals from his 19 games this season, and has finished as one of the game's superstars this year.
Just to pull it back to 5 points, and it's good. Modra gets his first. Adelaide post their first. It's 1-1 to 2 straight.
Yes, and Adelaide have restructured their forward line early in the piece. Smart has come out to the half-forward line and has been picked up by Tony Woods, which could present a bit of a problem, having a huge height advantage there. Wigney's dropped back to the forward pocket, and Gary Pert has taken him.
Well, still Tony Shaw trying to stir up Chris McDermott right near where the umpire's bouncing the football. Monkhorst up high, gets the tap out. Russell couldn't quite get his foot to the ball. McDermott's underneath. It's fed out before the umpire could gain control of the football. He's going to call for a bounce. It's about 15 metres towards Collingwood's goal. Magpies have kicked 2 goals through McEwen and Rocker, and Modra has kicked Adelaide's goal. Chance now for Wren. Handball Anderson. Loves to get onto that left foot. A high kick. Modra! Oh, he's got it again, has he? Not paid? No. Nearly a shepherding incident could have gone against him. Now a free kick will go to Collingwood for what the umpire indicating was a throw. So the football taken by Watson. He gets it across to Kerrison. Kerrison's high kick. Oh, look at that! Marker-a-Shuto. He's leapt about 8 feet in the air. A high kick out towards right half forward. And it's out of bounds. We'll have a look at Marker-a-Shuto.
Yes, from behind. A huge ride on Craig Starcevich.
That's why they come to the football. And of course, to see their side getting the 6, and maybe that as well. Here's Russell in trouble, playing by Wiedemann. We've got a whistle, and I think it's going to be a Collingwood free. No, it's going to be the other way.
Well, Scott Russell emerged with that football, and then just dropped it on the ground.
Quite right. Here's Anderson down towards right half forward. Modra's hot, so he goes towards him again. Juggled mark over the line, no good. The boundary umpire, I think, will intercede here. And I think he should. That ball was juggled across the line. Certainly Modra wasn't controlling it. When he got control, he was out of bounds.
Well, there's 50,000 Adelaide Crows fans disagreeing with you here, Dennis. Not surprisingly.
This is Kerrison. Now Woods with a bit of dash. Towards the back pocket, nothing on towards the outer side. Kicks for space. Fraser is moving quickly. Tregenza. Oh, well played, Tregenza. Got it down to Anderson. This is Bickley. Bickley with the left foot. Spots McGuinness. He's at left half forward. Draws a man over the top. Tregenza on the 50. Could score from here. No, they'll contest. Oh, and going back, a very good mark was taken by Kelly. All eyes on Modra, but Kelly, the man in front, took the easy one. Modra a little too early into the air. Here's Francis. The crowd favourite so far. He's run into a couple of players. It seemed belatedly. Pert running off down the ground. Has it forward of half back. Good kick too. Chance for Shaw now. Collingwood can make something here. Goes inside the 50. Rocker. Well done.
Well, great example of corridor football there from Collingwood. Bringing the ball out of defence wide. Pert running from defence. Linking the ball up. Magnificent kick towards Tony Shaw, who spotted the lead up forward from Rocker.
I guess you've got to say perhaps this man the biggest plus for Collingwood this season. A developing player. Twice this year. He's put at 10 goals.
Good kick.
It's through. The Magpies lead by 11 points.
And of course, one of Severio Rocker's biggest advantages and assets as a footballer is his ability to kick the long goal, and that was no exception. Punting that one about 50-55 metres. There wasn't that a great kick there from Tony Shaw.
Actually, there were 3 good kicks, weren't there? Pert, Kelly out to Francis, and then the finish Rocker's kick. So Collingwood lead, 3 goals straight. Adelaide 1-1. It's forced forward for Adelaide up towards their half-forward area, taken by Watson. And a quick kick by that player. Finds touch right on the players' interchange area, where I'm sure the fans down here in front of the grandstand would be feeling quite comfortable. But the ones out there in the sunshine, well, it's a warm day here at Football Park. Capacity crowd. Monkhorst at the back. Wren nearly beat him for it. Taken by McGuan. Quick kick centre half forward. Starcevich couldn't take the mark. Tries to get it clear. Now Williams. Handball good. Russell's in the clear. Should goal. And does. Scott Russell kicks his first goal, and Collingwood are doing everything right. It's reminiscent of Friday night when Geelong got away to such a good start against the West Coast. Collingwood lead 4 goals to 1-1.
Yes, good work there by Mickey McGuan. Collingwood have done well. They've blocked up the Crows in the middle of the ground. They've got one-on-one battles going all over the place. And then when they go forward, they're doing it well with pace and at the present time, classical foot skills.
Exciting start by Collingwood. Wren and Monkhorst. One down by the former that time. One of the few times so far. Tregenza in trouble, stood up in the tackle. McGuinness went to ground. Francis got him. This is Kelly. Time to get to his feet. Tregenza comes back into the fray. Now Wren, some indecision. The hand pass was sloppy. Great courage. Setting the example, sure. He's at the base of that pack. But it's a free kick going against Collingwood. A throw, said the umpire.
No, I think he was penalised because he had a real good chance to get it out. Now it's going the other way. Anthony Antagonistics had another go, Dennis.
And another win. And speaking of antagonistic, another Anthony inside the 50, getting back, sensing the danger almost the mark to Lee on his knees. Rashudo takes it away from the hand pass. He's booted it out wide. Tregenza right against the boundary line, kept it in, sets it up now for McGuinness. Had to wait for the bounce, but he's got plenty of space. Bone is on down the ground. Bone has it now. Liptak wants it in the middle. Liptak now, 60 metres from goal, can run. He could have gone closer to goal. He sets it up for the lead from Wigney. Wigney almost took the mark, stumbles, loses control. Attempted soccer by Pert. Thought he was taken high, and Pert will get the free.
Well, maybe another 50-metre penalty here too. Gary Pert, I thought, was perhaps a little fortunate to receive the free kick, but Wiedemann, the second 50-metre penalty against him already in the game. And we've still got 8.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Collingwood 4 goals, Adelaide 1-1. Good start to the Pies. Well, Gary Pert just hesitating. Now he goes back to kick it long. And it's a terrific kick, 60 metres to the goal square. No mark taken. Jamieson leaves it for Jarman, and in turn Scott Lee. He's getting it run down. Beautiful tackle. Very fair, very effective. Play goes on. Collingwood miss. Free kick now. Is that because the player missed the goal?
I think he bounced the ball as he was being tackled, constituting a throw. But I'm a little bit critical of Brad Rowe initially. A forward pocket rover. He went for the big fly. Should have stayed on the ground, but a terrific second effort to follow up and make the tackle. Now a shot at goal.
The crowd pleading, pay the advantage, umpire.
Well, that's interesting. I thought I saw the umpire pay the advantage. He missed, so he can take it back. Well, he missed anyway, so I think that's a justifiable result there.
Right in the same alley.
Brad Rowe kicks behind as we have another look.
Well, that's play on for Mike.
Well, he called play on. McGuan missed and then he took it back.
Here's Jamieson. Kicks for the boundary, but Rowe reels it in. Little chip pass. McGuan will need to go. Juggled attempt at the mark down there. Unable to hang on was Rashudo. Eventually Jarman boots it towards midfield. Smart comes up. Juggled mark alongside the centre circle. And the Crows under the pump at the present time. Long towards Modra. Off hands. Wiedemann. Back to Modra. Back to goal. About 40 metres out. Wiedemann again. Still Wiedemann lacking support. But a whistle. And the umpire's getting pretty involved in this game. Modra will get a free kick. Almost right on the 50.
Free kick's pretty square. 7 to Adelaide. 6 to Collingwood.
That's a lot for the time we've played.
Very similar to Friday night's game, where there was a hell of a lot of free kicks paid early in the piece.
Actually, the stats are pretty square all over, Dennis. 42 kicks to Adelaide, 41 to Collingwood.
Not on the scoreboard.
That's right. 18 points the margin. The kick hasn't got the carry, and well done by the man in front. I think it was Pert, angling the punch back and through for a minor score.
And if they are even, that would mean that the Crows are in deficit, because they average about 40 more possessions more than Collingwood, mainly in the handball area.
Kerrison kicks it to himself and then thumps it back near the centre. Punched away there by McDermott. Ball near the point of the square. McGuan into Jarman's back. Umpire, no free kick. So he will come in and bounce. 4-1 to 1-2. No wind advantage, really. It's a fairly calm day, just a wafting breeze. Tregenza kicks it forward. Running onto it, Liptak. Ball spills into a vacant area. Liptak handball. McGuinness. Short kick. Look for Wigney. Too high for that player. Wiedemann. Watson. McGuan. Ball pretty hard to control. Smart. Can't get clear. Gets his foot to it. It bounces. And through for one behind to Adelaide. Kicked by Nigel Smart.
Yes, a good chase there from Gavin Woods. But I still maintain that Collingwood perhaps one mobile big man short in the defensive area. Woods just not being tall enough to cover smart in the air.
Good kick in by Kerrison. Spotted Russell, who swings it out wide. This is Pert. Pushing up the ground constantly, close to the boundary line. Starcevic on the lead. Collingwood terrific so far. 4-1 to 1-3. Starcevic. Long kick inside the 50. Visca goes up, couldn't hang on. Rowe comes through. Play on's the call. Well, explain that. Rowe, open goal, kicks it. Well, it certainly wasn't a mark for Visca. But everybody stopped, and then Rowe was beckoned on by the umpire. The umpire blew the whistle thinking he was going to mark it. I don't know. Look at that.
Well, there's a problem with the advantage rule. Players get confused. Often the players can't interpret it well. So how can we expect the umpires to do the same?
Well, the only explanation for that, Dennis, is that the players must have heard a whistle maybe coming from the crowd.
Well, the umpire blew one.
Well,
he called play on.
There we go. Richardson now trying to crash his way through. Gets past Wren. Moncourt slips over. Taken away by Tregenza. Gathers. Handball. Wiedemann. No. Wren. Spills free for Fraser. Fraser a quick kick. Collingwood no messing around. It's at centre half forward. Tap clear. Andrew Jarman's a chance. Sweeping hand pass. Out into the path of Lee. Hell didn't have it. Scott Lee. Well done by Bickley. Gathers that awkward ball and then kicks it in towards full forward. Out in front. Good mark. Modra in front of his face.
Well, poor defensive skills there from Collingwood, in particular Mick McGuan, who elected to go the bump instead of laying tackles in the middle of the ground. As Randall Bone comes from the ground, and Brown is to get his first run for the afternoon. A bit more pace onto the ground.
Well, not much Gavin Brown could do there. Modra a chance to kick his second goal, and he's missed, much to the disgust of the fans. Just absolute silence. Nothing much to shout about when your star full forward kicks it behind from that area. Kick in, mark taken by Richardson at right half back for the Magpies. Transfers play into the centre. Not Tony Short, Scott Russell plays on quickly. Player on his own as Moncourt is going to get chopped off. Coming down there was Visca. Still a chance for Crows. Through Bickley, strong. Kick off the ground for Collingwood by Russell. Goes back towards centre half forward. Gather by McDermott. Got it away quickly for Lee. Lee's kick nearly smothered, but it got away effectively. And the gather by Bickley was quite brilliant.
Bickley on the wing in more ways than one. Boots inside the 50. Pert left it behind. Kerrison did well in a tight situation. Kelly's hand pass intercepted by Brown. Down he went. Liptak tries to knock it to McGuinness. He's in heavy traffic there. Watson kept his eye on the ball, played it well. Down goes Brown. Pert in a tangle with him. And the ball up on the 50. Well, the crowd a little bit stunned here by the aggression of Collingwood to start this game. 5-1-1-4. Marvellous sight. Long shadows snaking across the ground in the late afternoon. Opportunity for Jarman. McDermott against the flow. Shrugs a tackle. Bit lucky. Kicks inside the 50. Watson will need to go in from the side. In fact, he opted out when he saw Kelly coming in the opposite direction. Here's Francis. The blistering speed of an ex-South Australian. Boots the ball towards the outer side. And it's taken out there by Shaw. It's great to see him back. Tony Shaw, his 12th game of the season. Likewise Gavin Brown. Here's Williams storming away from the wing. Good looking kick. McEwen in front. No free. Play goes on. Jamison on his knees. This is Rashudo. Away they come. The kick comes out wide. In front Anderson. Still Anderson. Nicely done. Awkward one there for McDermott. It's picked up by Russell.
His kick too high. Mark taken by Jarman. Well, the pressure just showing on both sides. A couple of mistakes there. We're well into this first term. There's a minute and a half left. McGuinness has got the football. Out a wing. Running brilliantly. Here's Tregenza. Up towards the 50-metre line. He thumps it to the square. Wigney at the back. Good mark taken by Pert. Doing well across half-back. Handball away Kerrison. Handball over the top. Watson set it up. Short kick. Not bad. McGuan very close to the ground. Mickey McGuan has played on. Short pass. Kerrison's run all the way from full back. Kick it quickly. Brown's right on your tail. In short. Goes over those players' heads. It was Visca and Brad Rowe. Brad Rowe with pace. Moves the ball to Williams. Here's another goal to Collingwood. Rocker will kick his third. It's all Collingwood. Rocker's kicked 3. The Magpies have got their 6th on the scoreboard, and they lead comfortably, 37-10.
Well, this is getting to crisis time now for the Crows, and of course David Parkin a couple of weeks ago spoke of the difficulties that is playing sides that aren't aiming at the final 6, and they lost a game, Carlton, to St Kilda, and perhaps the Crows are having a similar set of difficult circumstances, because Collingwood certainly are playing with greater flair and also with greater intensity. There's been a change in the middle. Tony Shaw's gone on to Andrew Jarman. McGuan has gone on to McDermott.
Surely Adelaide playing for their finals chance, Dennis.
You would have said the same against Carlton yesterday against Sydney, I guess.
They weren't going to miss out, though.
Out of the middle, Liptak inside the 50. Well done by Brown up in front. Kerrison, he's been good so far. Watson has it. Kicks it out wide. Liptak leads back in the race now. Well done by Pert. Found a yard. Liptak on his knee. Got it across to Anderson. Anderson dribbles a kick down towards the 50. Watson gets across, and he's content to run it out of bounds. And this crowd crying for everything at the moment. Still a long way to go for that young man. He looks a little nervous. That's in keeping with the majority of this crowd. Brown gets it to Wiedemann. Across the face of goal. Wigney. Committed there twice. It'll be a free kick, I think, to the Crow in Wigney, but in relative terms, those Collingwood players terrific. Both of them oblivious to the pain or anybody around them. They committed totally, and Wigney a bit lucky here. He was the man who was thinking about self-preservation. He's got the kick after the siren.
The Flying Magpie.
Something of a bonus here. So Adelaide, who spent 16 weeks in the top 6 this season, really confronted now, challenged by the Magpies. Collingwood are humming, and I guess they're humming a pretty happy tune up at Geelong at the present time. Wigney from just outside the 50 has missed to the near side. Disappointing turn for the Crows. 6-1 to 1-4 Collingwood lead.
Once again. So Moncourt starting the quarter in the forward pocket. Rocker, high leaping, gets the knockout again. Goes after the football, but he's beaten for it by Tregenza. Tregenza's kick is marked safely at centre-half back by Watson. He transfers play to the near side. Francis has run beautifully to make position. Tony Shaw running down the ground. Rocker. Oh, well done, son. You kept your eye on the ball, but you might be in a little bit of trouble. Scott Lee was committed. And the ball spills free, but the marker's been paid to Rocker. Player on his own in the pocket is Williams. He doesn't spot him. Rocker goes towards the front of the goals. Marking contest, punched away. Ball spills. Brad Rowe with pace. Can't get clear. Visca's got him. Spills for McGuan. McGuan off the left foot. Look at Mickey McGuan go. This is a magnificent kick. It's a goal. Mickey McGuan kicks his first goal, and against the tide to the right-hand end, Collingwood have kicked their 7th, and they lead 43-11.
Yes, and it was well done here by Mick McGuan. Brad Rowe just applying a little bit of pressure there. Doesn't handball often, but under pressure he did it well. But wasn't that a fantastic left foot kick to split the perpendiculars?
Well, the running players doing it for Collingwood at the present time. McGuan 6 kicks, Rowe 5 possessions. This is Richardson, gets it away to Fraser inside the 50, goes long towards full forward, rushed the post. Great ball movement, just rushing it down the ground. Lee Matthews, I guess pondering what might have been. Pittman to Jamison. It goes out wide. Brown comes to the ball first for the Crows. In trouble. Feeds it back. Nicely done. This is Anderson. Half smothered. Gained about 25 metres. In fact, it wasn't touched. It was just a terrible kick. He aimed it, I think, under the man coming at him. It wobbled and was marked by Shaw. Shaw kicks towards half forward. Starcevic up in front. Well done by Visca, but he's going nowhere.
Actually, I don't think anybody be questioning Tony Shaw's selection in this team. The effect that he's had already on the game has been quite positive. 3 marks, 6 kicks, 1 handball. Wren tries to get it down for Lee. Williams has got the football. He's going to be penalised. Very quick onto it, the umpire there, and the free kick will go to Scott Lee. Plays on quickly wide, out towards the wing. The mark taken by Big Wren. No one really to kick it to. Brown had made reasonable position, but Wren goes back and kicks it long, up towards the 50-metre line. No one home. Rocker dropped what he should have taken. Now there's a chance for the Crows. Wiedemann, sweeping handball, too high for McGuinness. Over the top to Anderson, in turn Bickley. Bickley with pace, gets away and kicks it in towards goal. He's offline, just manages a score, and it's 1 behind to Adelaide.
Yes, and not surprisingly, a couple of positional changes up forward for the Crows. Smart has gone to centre half forward. Kelly picking him up. Brown is on the half forward flank, being picked up by Tony Woods. And Randall Bone is in the pocket, and Pert's got him.
32 points the margin Collingwood's way. Wren, big fist. This is Liptak just outside the 50. McGuinness claims the mark, not paid. Kerrison right on top of him. And Shaw making the point. If it wasn't a mark, perhaps it was holding the ball. Not a bad point to make. So we've got a bounce about 30 metres from Adelaide's attacking goal. Watch this again. Good call by the umpire.
Sure, in cricket circles, they would have gone to the third umpire.
I don't know. There goes McGuinness. I think it did bounce and came back to him. Up was Rocker down there, off hands. Socket away by Watson. It was a Pert, the man up in front. It matters not now. Anderson running away from goal. He'll send it back in. He's off target. And the behind.
Rocker heading down to full forward. Monkhorst onto the ball.
Interesting ploy. What comment have you got to make about that?
I think it's a good tactics from Lee Matthews.
Well, it's working, isn't it? I mean, Rocker's had an influence with 3 goals, and he's got the ball away from the centre in the early part of the first term and the second quarter. Monkhorst up high, takes the mark over the top of Bone. Monkhorst is outside the 50-metre area. Short kick, Richardson. Could have nearly been paid that. Tregenza, short kick. Mark taken by McGuinness. The playmakers for the Crows starting to get into it. McGuinness and Bickley. Tregenza's been good. McGuinness, he couldn't possibly score. He's got to kick it surely much quicker than that. Now he bombs away as Collingwood had plenty of time to get the big men back. Monkhorst, nearly the mark. Is it Liptak? Yes. 2 grabs at it. And Matthew Liptak, he's had 12 possessions already. He had a real chance to kick the Crows' first goal with the advantage of a 50-metre penalty. Now let's see what he can do with this. He's only 20 metres out. Little difficult the angle, but he's kicked it. It's a goal. So Matthew Liptak kicks his first goal. Tony Modras kicked 1. The Crows fans come to life. They've kicked their second after 7 behinds. They trail 19 to 44.
Well, I have to say that I thought Alan Richardson was a bit stiff down here on centre wing. Certainly appeared to have control of the ball. But a good effort by Liptak there, taking the mark. The big fellow Monkhorst was appealing for it, saying he touched it first.
"25 points the margin as the time till half-time. A very warm day here in Adelaide. Things warming up out in the middle after the Adelaide side decided to start late.
And a couple of changes in defence also for the Crows. Rashuto has gone out to centre half back, picking up Starcevic, and Jamison down in at fullback on McKeon.
So bounce right in the centre circle. Monkhorst was interfered with. He'll get the free kick. The big man looks downfield. Well, wants to lay it off now. He's not played on simply because he just came up to the line of the man on the mark. Now he boots it inside the 50. Rocker was the target. Lee waits behind again. Good pressure smothered off the boot. Quick hand Shaw. Got it to Russell 55 metres out. How will it bounce? Awkwardly for Starcevic. He made a good fist of it though. Got it back behind towards goal. Williams holding the ball surely. Well, his back was to the umpire and that saved him because the ball certainly was clear. Paul Williams hobbles away. Watch this again. There's the ball out in front. That's certainly holding it.
Yes, I'm a little bit with you, Dennis. I think he was a bit lucky there, Paul Williams. Richardson has the football. He's hook kick close to the line. Oh, it's touched No, it hit the post. Gee, it wasn't a bad effort there by Alan Richardson. Scored a behind for Collingwood. Jamieson kicks it to himself and then goes to the far side pocket. Handball over the top. Sets it up for Visca. Has a good look down the ground. Wiedemann overruns it. Taken by Watson. He's going to kick Collingwood back inside 50 metres. Marking contest. Punched away by McEwen. Chance for Rowe. Saw the tackle coming. Sidestep. McEwen hand pass. Starcevic leaves it for Francis. Francis got the football. He's tackled brilliantly by McDermott. Had no chance to get rid of it. Francis won't be happy. Free kick will go to Chris McDermott.
Well, good to see McDermott getting into the game for the Crows' sake. I still think it's a bit of a worry when you've got both Jarman and McDermott in the middle for the one team. Slows it right down.
All we need is McDonald. We've got McJarman, McDermott and McDonald. Craig Kelly. Good mark. Kicking towards the centre. And the mark is taken by Francis, looking to give it off. 17 3/4 minutes left in the first half. Tony Francis, Collingwood 7-3, Adelaide 2-7. Francis goes long, in towards centre half forward, marking contest. High leapers there, Richardson handball. OK, Shaw onto Williams. Williams goes for goal. This is pretty close. It may have faded away. It's a goal. Well, I thought the goal umpire went away to the left, but the field umpire gave him the all clear. It's a goal to Collingwood, their 8th.
Yes, and another fantastic goal by Paul Williams. We've seen many of those throughout the season. Smart hands there from Alan Richardson. He measured it quite well, sure. I thought he was going to put Williams under a bit of pressure by not hitting the point exactly. But he got a favourable bounce and capped it off nicely.
Well, it seems when you go out of the finals race, the first thing that improves is your accuracy. Footscray yesterday and Collingwood today, bombing goals from just about everywhere out there. Big scramble in the centre. Jarman was lucky. He turned side on. Storming in was Kelly. He's getting a free kick, is he? Yes. Jarman chips it out wide. Smart has to wait. Over the top, Pert. Loose ball behind. Picked up by Woods on his own defensive 50. Swings it out wide. It pitches just inside the field of play and runs out of bounds. 8-3 to 2-7. Collingwood 6 first quarter goals to lead by 26 points at the first change. Monkhorst decisively, brilliantly done. Got it down. Francis the hand pass to Pert. Pert's kick towards the wing. Lee from behind, fist away. McDermott to Wren. Now Lee. Lee on the wing. Kicks down towards centre half forward. It's a high floating kick. Watson goes back with great courage and takes the mark.
Well done, Shane Watson. Spotted a player on the defensive half-back area for Collingwood, Monkhorst. Starcevic running down the centre. This kick has got to be pretty good. It is. And Starcevic's mark. Handball away. Francis. Collingwood have got all the runners around the middle of the ground. Francis now. He's kicking towards full forward. No mark taken. Chance for Pittman. Tries to feed it back to Visca. Visca's kick into the centre of the ground. Rashudo can't mark. The ball is still there. Into the back goes Starcevic. And Rashudo will take the free kick. He's just behind the centre. He's got a player out wide here in Bickley. He can go over the top with the hand pass. It's a little short for McGuinness, but he makes it good. McGuinness's kick into the pocket. Leading out was Modra. He's got the football. He feeds it on. Kerrison out the back. Brown tackle. Kelly. Still Collingwood under pressure at full back. They've got the football underneath and they're going to be penalised, much to the excitement of the Crows fans. Gee, they love the umpires, don't they? If they get the free kick, plenty of cheers. Free kick goes against it, plenty of cheers.
Sometimes, I think, is the answer.
Yes. Well, Tregenza has it. He's not a bad kick of the football, Simon Tregenza. And this is a pretty good kick. It just goes away to the right-hand side and through for one behind. So no luck for the Crows. No accuracy. Halfway through the second term, they're 2-8, trailing Collingwood 8-3.
Pert, grandstand side with a kick. Fisted away by Smart. This is Bone right on the 50. The big man hooks it towards the opposite pocket. Modra will need to go. He's outnumbered, outgunned. And Pert from behind, with the help of Gavin Brown, gets it out of bounds in the left back pocket for the Magpies. Black and white hat, I think, belies his true allegiance. It's thrown in. Wren goes up. Clean possession. trying to make a goal here. Dragged off it though. This is Watson.
Free kick, Dennis.
It'll come back. It'll be a Collingwood ball in the back pocket. You get the feeling though that the Crows are working their way back into this. If they can kick the next goal, it mightn't be a lost cause. This is Scott Russell, deep in his own defensive area. He likes to run it out. Here's Brown in the opposite pocket. Chips it out wide. Richardson in front from behind Tregenza. Tregenza, fourth man in the queue, somehow comes away with the ball, but it's a shocking kick. And that's been the problem so far. The finish in all areas of their game has been sloppy, the Crows. They're feeling the pressure at the present time.
Even if someone had got that, he would have been on an impossible angle.
Well, I think it should have been a free kick to Tony Shaw earlier in the piece, with Jarman necking him, pulling him out of the contest.
Boundary thrown in the left forward pocket for Adelaide. Kick by Wiedemann. Oh, this is a miraculous goal. Wayne Wiedemann has kicked his first goal. The Adelaide Crows get their third. Oh, gee whiz, that was a top effort by Wiedemann. 3-8, plays 8-3.
Yes, when you look at the scoreboard, it's exactly the same amount of scoring shots, which is often an indicator of how much football you're getting. I think Collingwood have been much better at this stage. The Crows still getting a number of shots up forward.
So, as Dennis said, the Crows getting back into it. They've kicked their third goal. Now Anderson, important possession here. He's just able to keep his footing, which was very important. Get the hand pass away, he does. In towards Wren. He in turn goes to Liptak. Liptak off the left foot. Marking contest. Collingwood under pressure up at full forward. Taken away by Woods. Woods kick out towards centre wing. Leading in the race is Richardson. Tregenza is there. And he takes it over for a boundary throw in.
Graham Corns. Intense eyes there, just peeking out of the commentary, or rather the coach's box. We've got them up here too, of course. There's Monkhorst to Shaw. High kick, floats it down between the lines. Coming up was Williams, couldn't hang on. This is McGuan. He's been busy. On the lead, the good mark is held by McEwen.
There's a much better attempt at marking on that occasion, McEwen. He dropped one in the first quarter after one of the best kicks I've seen for the season from Paul Williams. Very hot kick. And that one was probably just as difficult, but he gloved it without them on.
So he's got one this afternoon, going at his second. Very important kick, this one. Stretched the lead to 31 points. Well, the accuracy has deserted them, at least for the moment. He misses to the far side, and a collective sigh goes around Football Park. Mind you, a few of the faithful here for Collingwood this afternoon. Had Geelong not won last Friday, I'm sure there would have been many more Collingwood supporters who made the journey. Here's McGuinness.
Good kick in by Jamieson. Found McGuinness outside the 50-metre region. McGuinness's kick along the wing. Wiedemann jumping, but Watson is there. Free kick has been picked out of mate. Well, it couldn't have possibly been a mark, so it must be a free kick to Wiedemann.
Yes, just for interfering there against Monkhorst. He should have jumped and turned his body.
Wiedemann's kick, centre half forward, good mark taken by Kelly. Looks far more comfortable back there in a key defensive role, Craig Kelly. Short kick, mark taken by Francis. 11 3/4 minutes left in the second quarter. Francis to kick Collingwood. In towards half forward. In front was Lee. Taken away by Tregenza. Handball to Lee, who ran in support. Lee's kick to centre half forward. No mark taken. Pert read it well. Handballs it wide. Looking for Monkhorst. Which way will the ball bounce? Favours Wiedemann. Goes back. Anderson. Hand pass. Liptak. Now McDermott. Kicks pretty quickly up towards full forward. Modra! Got it! Oh, miraculous! Well done, Modra! Absolute stuff of a champion, Tony Modra. 2 goals. Crows get their fourth. 4-8 to 8-4.
Well, I'm busy watching a couple of changes at the other end, so let's have a look at this one develop. There's a strange handball from Anderson. Oh, good stuff, wasn't it? The one hand followed up by a nice goal.
Marvellous solo performance by Tony Modra. He's got his second goal, and this place now is alive. Football Park, one of the toughest venues to win at if you're not the Adelaide Crows. Wren goes up, gets it down, lip tap, bursting through. They're playing inspired football at the moment. Here's Kelly. Kelly chips it down towards half forward. Lee, he's been very important, rebounding a lot. It's across the ground. In front, Wiedemann at the second attempt. They're growing in stature.
Whitney back on the ground for the Crows. Randall Bone off. Whitney up in the pocket.
Wiedemann to Smart. We talked about a test at quarter time for Adelaide. Well, now, of course, it's a test of the resolve of Collingwood. Not a lot to play for. How far will pride take you? Smart will kick from about 55 metres out. They're back in this. The margin is only 20 points. Smart close to the man on the mark. It ricochets off Kelly. Comes across to Russell. Good hands back to Kelly. Kelly towards half forward. Costly blunder there. Oh, great mark by Rowe. He's been a valuable acquisition. Kicks for space. McEwen at the second attempt. Good grab. So Ron McEwen about 35 metres out.
Well, this was a great solo performance from Brad Rowe, because it wasn't a great kick from Craig Kelly, and with Saverio Rocker coming up onto the ball, Collingwood were left with only one option in the square, and Rowe did it well, floated his kick nicely. Jamison leapt a little bit early in the piece, which allowed the fellow on screen to take a 2-grab mark.
As you saw, perspiration a problem, using a towel, drying those hands. Kicks from 45, prods at it, and I think he may have missed. He has. Well, he could have done with that. He's not too happy.
Well, Dennis, the Crows had a lot of problems kicking goals to the right hand in the first quarter. They kicked 1-5. Now Collingwood have kicked 2-4 to that end. And the Crows, on the other hand, have kicked 3 goals 3 down the left-hand end. Jamison's kick in needs to be accurate. Nearly finds Lee. He falls on the football. There's a big risk when you do that.
Yeah, but it was poor play by Brad Rowe on that occasion. He just fell all over Scott Lee instead of just putting a hand on him and going for a free kick.
Well, Bickley received from Rowe. Now the ball finishes with Jamison. Oh, in trouble here. Williams right onto him. Jamison's got to go in and recover that position. Nearly a free kick there to Collingwood because the ball not being moved on. Umpire will bounce between centre half forward and full forward for Collingwood.
And in the meantime, Kent Butcher has come on for Collingwood. Rocker's up on the ball, and Monkhorst is on the bench.
Pittman gets the tap. Bickley. Visca taps it on. McGuinness running from half back. Look at the pace of Tony McGuinness. And he kicks it long towards centre half forward. Kelly drops the mark. Wiedemann made a good contest, but his enthusiasm, he's been penalised. A free kick will go back to Kelly. Kelly, wide. Mark taken by Rocker. Plays on quickly. Kick a little too high out there for Butcher. Back goes Bickley. Sweeping hand pass. Looking for Pittman. Pittman taps it to his own advantage. Can't control it before it goes over. And look at the sea of faces here at Football Park. 46,000 people watching to see if Adelaide can make the finals for the first time.
And I think Adelaide just overdoing the handball in defence. Looking at the stats, 48 to Adelaide, 36 only to Collingwood. Collingwood electing to go with the kick on more occasions.
Bounce on the outer side, and it's a free kick. It's going to Wren. I'm sure Graham Corns will hammer the point at half-time. Execution. We saw that kick into the man on the mark on the outer side a few moments ago. A hand pass at the feet of a player running by. If they can execute, they can win this. Wiedemann puts it across to support McGuinness. Untidy again, the hand pass. McDermott wobbles one towards half forward. Smart gave a contest. Jarman knocks it on. Here's Brown swooping on it. 35 metres out. Goal. Brown's first. Adelaide's fourth. And it's now back to 21 points. Around the 15.
Yes, and it was just mongreled forward by a couple of possessions there from the Crows. McDermott's kick wasn't anything special. Either was that one, but it got the desired result.
David Brown's first goal, Adelaide's fifth. Difference just 15 points. Wren gets the tap out. Kerrison Good gather, little kick, smothered. Tregenza held, play goes on. Tregenza kicks to the front of the goals. That was a bad kick in the finish. Watson couldn't take the mark. Getting back to help out Kelly. Advantage is paid to the Pies. Woods comes away from centre half back. Kicks it high out towards the wing. That could have been nearly paid there. The man in front was Bickley, and that's the way the umpire sees it.
Wigney's out to centre half forward. Nigel Smart's dropped down to the pocket. So Corn's just experimenting with his forward line, just trying to get the right formula.
Scott Lee it was. The free kick went to. His kick goes to the player Jared just mentioned, Wigney. He's on the forward end of the square. He kicks it into the pocket. The lead on. Modra. Good hands. Going to be paid the mark. 6 minutes left in the first half, and the Crows making a bit of a surge.
Yes, the time is now for Collingwood. It's reminiscent of many State of Origin clashes here at the present time, where Adelaide or South Australia, depending on who it is with the jumper on, make that 5 or 6 goal surge. If you can hold them out, you can win.
Good kick, Modra. He's kicked 3. It was 32 points the advantage for Collingwood early in this term, and it's now just 9.
Yes, we all know Tony Modra can take the big specky, but he's at his most dangerous when he's leading, particularly against Gavin Brown. I think he's got just a little bit of an edge in pace, and he very rarely drops a football. So if the disposal to him's good, he will convert on most occasions.
Well, I think that time Gavin Brown learned something. You can't stay a step off Modra. He's got such strong hands in that situation. Tregenza didn't have the ball, surely must get the free kick.
Important player, Dennis Tregenza. He's had a lot of posies.
Yes, he and Lee, pivotal players in this fight back as Tregenza boots inside the 50. Up goes Smart, couldn't hang on. Lip tack, back to goal, feeds the hand pass away. Anderson, he's done pretty well too in the last 15 minutes. Long kick towards the kick-off line. Collingwood back in number, and Francis, assisted by Watson, they cradle the ball, and Francis has paid the mark. Away he goes. Collingwood's best and fairest in 91, recruited from South Australia. That's thrown in the pocket.
Dear me.
And Collingwood are feeling the pressure now. We talked of Adelaide before, but this really is a pressure cooker environment, and Collingwood facing so many rivals, just not the 20 out there on the paddock at the present time. Everybody, well, almost everybody, willing them to fail.
How about us?
Not us. Brownie goes across the face and kicks it behind.
And you can almost hear the collective cheer down at Geelong and the Cats Casino. They've got a big mob down there today, hoping that...
How do they feel barracking for Collingwood, I wonder?
Well, I guess it would test plenty of Victorian patrons.
There's a Healy influence down there too, isn't there?
Not that I know of.
Kick in by Kerrison. Can Collingwood hold out? There's 4.5 minutes left in the second term. And certainly the feeling with the Crows. Wren. Crows mark. Wigney. Too easy.
Collingwood need half-time, don't they? Momentum has shifted. It's like an irresistible force at the present time, Adelaide.
Well, it's just 8 points, and if Wigney kicks this, it's just 2 points in favour of the Pies.
Quite unbelievable that the kick out went straight to the tallest man on the ground in young Sean Wren. Plenty of mistakes being made in Collingwood's defence in the last 10 minutes.
Well, Wigney has had a couple of chances. One kick went wide in the first quarter. He's kicked a point. It's a goal. Have a look at the crowd at the back. They'll soon tell you what's happened here. Flags flying, people cheering, and Adelaide pulled to within 2 points.
Yes, I get the feeling that the mentality of Collingwood has been quite defensive in the latter part of this quarter. I think that was signified by the amount of people that were down in the goal square when Tony Francis took his mark. No longer have they got that dominating run through the middle of the ground.
Tregenza 16 possessions, Lee 15, McGuinness 14. Key men in this resurgence. Matthew Liptak has been good from the outset. He's had 17. He shows the way for them. Wren goes up. Walker knocks it away. Now Russell met solidly by Bickley. McGuinness again burrows in. High kick towards half-forward Wiedemann. They're finding space all over this ground now. Wiedemann He's been lively on the forward line. Chips for Modra. Modra on the chest. Wiedemann now 12 possessions. Well, perhaps Adelaide is the king, but where's the young prince?
Yes, what about the strength of Modra? Gavin Brown, one of the strongest players in the competition. But he was just bumped off.
They trailed at one stage by 32 points. This for the lead. And he misses. Behind. Adelaide get closer. 7-10 to 8-5. So just a point the difference.
Maybe that Collingwood runner telling the full-back to kick it away from Sean Wren. As Jared mentioned before, straight to the big guy.
Deflate the ball would be good advice, Robbo.
What a terrific mark there by Smart. He had the run on Starcevic. Now Smart from 55 metres. A booming kick. Right on the goal line. It's been punched away. Liptak, gather, snapshot. He's dogged it. Adelaide in front. 2 goals to Liptak. He's been tremendous in this first half. And Adelaide lead by 5 points after trailing in the early part of this second term by 32.
One of the vital statistics that you won't see on our screen at half-time is the amount of times that Collingwood get second possession from a kick-out. The Crows have implemented zone defence quite admirably in the later half of this quarter, and that was the result that they wanted the goal.
8-10 plays, 8-5, 2 minutes left. Smart taken away by Woods. Short kick across half-back. Tony Shaw has been quiet the last few minutes. Gets the hand pass away. Chance for Mickey McGuan, nearly run down by McGuinness. Every Adelaide player is lifted. Scott Lee, bashed forward by Starcevic. Bashed away by Tregenza. All down goes McDermott. He gets up quickly, like a cork in the ocean. They've lifted now. Tregenza's kick along the wing. No mark taken. Watson goes back. Kerrison quite happy to tap it over for a boundary throw in. A minute and a half left in the first half.
Remarkable transformation. How has it happened? Well, Adelaide have simply denied Collingwood the ball. And again, Smart to Liptak from 52 metres out. The kick favours Modra on the lead. Knocks it to his own advantage. Little toe poke. That was very clever. Where did he learn that? Wigney concedes about 25. Standing start. Lining it up. Anderson. It's a terrible kick. Neither the accuracy or the distance. And Watson will run it out. Butcher sold into trouble. Wiedemann got him. Liptak again has been so lively, appeared to throw it that time. McGuinness back to goal. Not now. Smothered off the boot by Russell. Liptak again. Down he goes. Opportunity for McGuinness. It comes out the back. Modra slung and misses. Oh, was it Brown? It was Brown in there. Just a remarkable quarter of football.
Shane Ward onto the ground for his first run. Kerrison being benched. He, of course, was on Liptak and has been absolutely killed in this second quarter.
Butcher has marked the kick in. Kerrison in contact with the coach. The kick goes out towards the wing. Brown beaten for it by Wigney. Certainly fitness showing. Away goes Wigney. Wigney's kick too wide. Modra punched away by Pert. Pert obviously back there on the champion full forward. Kick off the ground by Watson. Not a bad ploy. Russell finding it difficult to get into it. Ball now finishes with Fraser. Looks to give the hand pass away. Richardson not watching. And the siren has sounded. The Adelaide Crows searching for their first chance in the finals. The crowd for going berserk. Adelaide was spot on.
I think Collingwood are in a bit of trouble with the height of the Crows up forward. I noticed that Pert is picking up Modra. And my thoughts before the game were that he would be far too slow. We'll see how it comes about.
Wren gets it across to McGuinness. And the Crows initially take off where they left off. Smart couldn't complete the mark there. Woods goes to ground, knocked on by Liptak, who's been splendid. Brown on the ground. Woods ridden into the ground. Back comes Brown. Players appealing for kicks in there, but the umpire letting them play, and now he wants it. And will bounce it down about 35 metres from Adelaide's attacking goal.
Wouldn't you think there'd be a criticism from the coach about appealing for free kicks? Someone could sneak away with a footy while they're doing that.
Happened a few times today, hasn't it?
Amazing stuff.
Smart knocked it down, but straight to Brown. Here's Pert up from full-back. He kicks it out wide where Watson leads in the race. It's close to the boundary line. It trickles across and we'll have a throw. And Anderson was chasing Watson. No change to the half-time score.
Pretty tall order to ask Gavin Brown to outpoint Smart. Much taller player with a big spring.
Boundary throw in, big punch towards the Adelaide Crows goal. Wiedemann tapping it to his own advantage, outruns Morwood. This could be the goal of the night, but it's probably in the finish, the anti-climax of the night. And if that was a point, I'm very surprised.
Well, I guess on screen you saw the reason why Shane Morwood has perhaps played his last game for Collingwood. The fact that Wiedemann could just sprint away from him.
But what did you think about the point? Was that a point?
Oh, no, what was a point? It was
missed by a couple of feet, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the kick in from that resultant behind. Kick forward. Now Brown. He's on centre wing. Just a little kick near the centre of the ground. Overrun by both Collingwood players, Fraser and Rowe. Taken away by Tregenza, Anderson, Jarman, now Anderson again. Little kick was good vision. McGuinness has got some space. He'll run up inside 50. Good shepherd by Wigney. The umpire didn't see it. Away goes McGuinness. That's goal of the night, if you don't mind. Tony McGuinness, a very important first goal in the second half to the Adelaide Crows. They lead 9-12 to 8-5.
Well, I guess the importance of goal-kicking Rovers is well recognised, but I was surprised to see that Tony McGuinness has kicked only 10 goals, now 11 for the season, at an average of less than 1 per game in his entire career. But more often than not, he gets those valuable ones like that one.
Emotional evening this one now as Wren goes up and thumps it down. Liptak in the grasp. McGuinness again inspired his third kick of the term. Modra!
Dennis, he just has to take the mark of the year, doesn't he? Look at that.
He's got a few candidates. How about that one?
Well, I'm afraid Gary Pert has only one option, and that is to play 5 or 6 metres in front of Modra because of his lack of pace. And that just supplies Modra with a step ladder.
It's tough. Needs a net. Here's Modra. He's got it. That's his fourth. Smiles all round, and Adelaide at 10-12, Collingwood are 8-5.
And I'll just repeat myself once again. I can't see there's any way that Pert is going to beat Tony Modra.
Well, what would you do? Who would you move on to him?
I think I would have stayed with Gavin Brown. He did quite a reasonable performance there in the first quarter and a half.
Well, I think it's important that Collingwood stop this flow from the midfield. Brown kicks and Liptak marks. Centre half forward, he plays on quickly. Up to the goal front. This is how the forward likes it. A one out against your opponent. Couldn't quite get his hands to it, Tony Modra. And it's out for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Adelaide. Let's have another look at Tony Modra jumping and leaping. Golly.
He's an apprentice athlete, isn't he?
Oh, fantastic. And let's hope he doesn't ever hurt himself, because there's 10 years of excitement there. Moncourse tries to tap it clear. Wiedemann, quick kick. Oh, just touched through by Gary Pert for a rush behind to Adelaide.
Yes, but Collingwood certainly have to have a look at what's happening in the middle of the ground at centre bounces. Currently, they've taken the ball away 5, and the Crows are dominating with 17 clear takes. And I think they've won the last 3 all of this quarter.
Pert leading from the mouth. Puts it towards half back. It's knocked forward. Brown comes to meet it. Bickley is in there. Bickley did well. He ties it up for the Crows. Collingwood have trailed at half-time 10 times this season. They've come back to win 5 of them, including against Adelaide in round 9. So that makes them one of the best come from behind sides in the AFL, but they've got their work cut out this evening. Wren superbly done. Brown looking to add to Collingwood's misery, but he misses to the left-hand side.
1 goal 3 to David Brown since coming onto the ground late in the first term or early in the second quarter.
Nick McGuan's come off the half-forward flank. He's been pushed down to pick up the weed. And Shane Morwood due to that lack of pace, has gone up onto the half-forward line. He's being picked up by Chris McDermott.
And I think the scoreboard giving you a real good indication of the trend of this game. 24 scoring shots to 13. Collingwood in trouble at centre-half back. Francis gets clear. Richardson combines now with Watson. Watson just took a step too much, but a good mark is taken by Starcevic at centre-half forward for the Pies. He really must kick this goal to just hold Adelaide up ever so slightly. At the moment, the Crows lead by 21 points. Collingwood making a change. Richardson coming off and Kerrison about to take his place as Starcevic kicks for his first goal. And he's kicked it. Starcevic, 1 goal, leading goal scorer for Collingwood. Severio Rocker with 3. But Collingwood hit back 9-5. Adelaide 10-14.
Well, Craig Starcevic hasn't had a great influence on this game with only 7 touches of the ball. That's good signs for Collingwood if they can get some run back through the middle. Francis getting hold of the ball with Shane Watson.
Rucks go at it. Jarman out of the middle. 15 points the margin. The Crows lead, but bear in mind that breeze has turned. This is Woods. Liptak liked his game this afternoon. Centering kick. That's a bit careless. Tregenza has to go. Knocks it away from Fraser. Fraser fell over. Tregenza kept his footing. Rigney now. McGuinness again. He's everywhere. 45 metres out. This will bring the house down if it's a goal. He's just missed. Well, McGuinness, 20 possessions, and I'd say that's his 5th in this term. 10-15 to 9-5.
Collingwood, can they withstand this surge from Adelaide? Pert kicks into the near side. Up high. Top mark not taken by Smart. Probably 3rd or 4th in line. Going to kick it back near the square. Goes for the big torpedo punt kick. Kicks across the front of the square. And a good mark taken back there by Kelly. Kelly, of course, a former South Australian. Here's Kerrison running into trouble. Now he's going to be forced to kick high out towards this near side half-back flank region. Smart couldn't control it. And kicking it quickly out of bounds on the full was Scott Russell. Good pressure from the Crows. Irrepressible stuff from Adelaide. 10-15 to 9-5. 16 points is the margin. Anderson transfers play near centre-half forward. Wren is marked. Anderson looking for it back. Got it again. Kick to centre-half forward proper. Excellent mark taken by Wigney. Certainly given them just that another option as Stuart Wigney. He played quite well against Hawthorn last week. He's kicked 1 goal so far tonight. And he'll be kicking from about 35 metres out directly in front. Wigney for his 2nd goal. Oh, the goal umpire hasn't moved. So Wigney kicks his 2nd goal and the Crows get back that advantage that they had just a few minutes ago. It's 22 points.
Well, Cats fans, I must say that it's not looking good. I don't think you'll be heading towards the MCG come next weekend. But that's been Collingwood's big weakness all year. Their key defensive and key forward positions. I guess Rocker's done quite well, but the likes of Christian, Starcevic and Kelly have struggled.
22 points the difference. Wren goes up, gets it down. Shaw was taken high. He'll get the free kick. Tony Shaw alongside the centre circle. 13 possessions so far. He started very well. He kicks it down towards half forward. Up goes Starcevic. Hit him on the head. Francis was hit on the head. Russell's kick smothered. It goes back towards Francis. He's going absolutely nowhere.
Gee, there was a good tackle in there on Francis.
Lee Matthews. What can he do now?
Well, he's just ringing a change, bringing Paul Williams off the ground. Brad Rowe about to run back on.
McGuinness again. Leading by example. Woods taps to his own advantage. Some indecision again. McGuan shepherded for Woods. Woods wasn't going for the ball. Watson got it to Kerrison. Awkward hand pass. Nicely picked up by Shaw. Brown peels off from half-back, runs up towards the wing. Probing kick down towards half-forward, but the Crows have got the numbers. Norwood gave a contest. It runs behind. Rocker stood up in the tackle. A hand pass effectively smothered. Wren's hand pass taken by Lee. Lee the high kick. Back goes Shaw. Very cruel bounce. Tregenza superb. Now Brown on the wing. Run down from behind. Good pressure. Affected the kick. Kelly to the support offered here by Brown.
Brown well tackled by McGuinness, gets the hand pass away. Tony Shaw grabs lip tack, tackler. Monkhorst ruck work taken by Bickley. Handball over the top, lip tack for goal number 3. Lip tack's kick bounces up to the front. Modra tap on, Wigney can't control it, and away goes Gary Pert. He kicks it out to a vacant wing area. Francis in the back against Scott Lee. Francis will take the free kick. Fairly blatant. Anderson and Monkhorst and Modra in a little bit of trouble back at full forward. He punched that ball clear, and it looks as though he may have hurt his ankle. Francis short for Tony Shaw. In turn, Brad Rowe. He was going to do something with it before he had it. With pace, he can run away from Jarman. Gets the kick to it. It's out on the full. So they messed that up. The Magpies had a real chance if Brad Rowe had taken the football, and there's Tony Modra in trouble, falling awkwardly after he punched the ball clear.
Boundary throw in, but the drama at the other end of the ground. Modra appears to be trying to walk it off, but I don't think he'll have much success. Here's Jarman, shovels it out to McGuinness. McGuinness spinning away, but the ball will come back. It'll be a Collingwood free, I think.
The throw against Jarman.
So Francis has it, and Modra intent on going on. Tasker at the interchange gates waiting to come on, but Modra at the present time at least is staying out there, but I don't like his chances. Here's Jamison meantime. McEwen after him. Jamison boots it out wide. Russell close to the boundary line. It runs away and goes out of bounds. And now the runner going out to Modra. He is improving. That's the good news. The improvement is marginal, as you can see.
It's an extended limp now.
Yes. So it could be a body blow for Adelaide, not only this afternoon, but looking forward. Here's Shaw.
Away to Fraser. Fraser kicks quickly into the forward pocket area, and a good mark taken by Jamison, who's doing a pretty good job back there for the Crows. Taken away by Visca. Handball goes pretty well straight up in the air. Scott Lee nearly run down. Back he goes to Pittman it was. Now Lee has the football. Could nearly be penalised. Morwood gets it clear. Chance for Starcevic. Down by Wiedemann. Unfairly. Now the advantage is with Collingwood. Tony Shaw, Francis rather, away to Russell. Russell, look at that pressure by the Crows across centre half back. It has been absolutely enormous, and they're rewarded with a free kick. It'll go to Mark Bickley. And Francis, 50-metre penalty for not allowing that football to be given up to Mark Bickley. Wiedemann having plenty to say. McGuan gets into the action. And the play comes all the way up to the forward part of the square. Still McGuan and Wiedemann. Frustration for Collingwood now.
Tony Shaw just gave Jars a little peck on the cheek.
Kick in towards the left forward pocket. Lip tack. Woods. Brown goes down. Lip tack's got him. Umpire will bounce about 30 metres from the Adelaide goal. They lead 11-15 to 9-5. 14 minutes left in this third quarter.
There's the bounce. Monkhorst knocks it down. McGuan boots it out wide. Back goes Tregenza. He's been very good, Tregenza. Good vision. Spots Bickley. McDermott. So often we see this at Football Park. McDermott, long kick, Modra. And that affected him, I think, the takeoff there with the ankle. In normal circumstances would have marked it. McGuinness is going to get a free in any case, and you saw him working that ball, milking it, trying to make the free kick. Eventually it came, and he's in the right pocket for a left footer.
Here's have a look at this. Hulk Hogan would have been proud of this body slam. Down comes Pert, pins him for the count. It gives away the free.
McGuinness steps around, kicks, bends it back. What a kick! Simply marvellous. McGuinness gets his second.
Oh, this is a very, very good kick by Tony McGuinness. He went back a long, long way to give himself some space. I wondered whether he was falling before. Watch, he falls, then purred over the top.
He still pushed him, though.
Well, Collingwood with a big job in front of them now. McGuinness has had a terrific impact in this third term. Wren to Wiedemann. Wiedemann goes in short. Modra couldn't handle it. He just looks as though he's certainly restricted with that ankle injury. Away goes Francis. Kicks it across the face of goal. Bounces very awkward for Tony Shaw. Down goes Liptak. In comes Andrew Jarman. Jarman's kick for goal misses, but only by centimetres, through for one behind to Adelaide. Andrew Jarman's first score for this game. He's had 6 kicks and 5 handballs. The kick in goes to Shaw, looking to play on. He's got no one to kick to, so he's going to have to kick it high in the Moncourse direction, and he takes the mark. Since the 20-minute mark of the second quarter, there's been 16 scoring shots to Adelaide to just 1 for the Magpies. They really are struggling, and particularly across half forward, as you can see here. Visca gets it back for Brown, and Adelaide out of trouble once again.
Brown's been important this afternoon as he kicks it down towards half forward. Liptak again, appear to be held without it. He'll get the free kick. What are the figures on Matthew Liptak? This is something special on the forward line. Obviously just given a roving commission, coming up for his 26th possession. He goes short, and guess who? His partner in crime, McGuinness. He's had, let me see, 22 possessions so far. Tony McGuinness, twice runner-up for the best and fairest with the Crows. That, I think, means that he's been the only runner-up they've had in their best and fairest award. Must be a big chance to win it this year.
Makes you wonder what you got to do, Dennis, to win a best and fairest. He's been a terrific player.
Yeah, terrific. Former best and fairest with Footscray, of course. He kicks from just inside the 50, setting it up, I think, for Modra. Brown the leaper, and the ball runs across the boundary line in the forward pocket.
Jared, surely Modra should come off and get a bit of attention to that ankle. He's not going at the football with any sort of determination.
Yeah, it's a point, I think. Fair point, Robbo, but I think if there was any real danger, he'd be the first to come off. He wants to play next week also.
Smart, a kick across his left shoulder. 48,000 fans here at Football Park to watch McGuinness do something special. No, he can't. Right foot kick has been marked. Woods, handball, Butcher, bounce awkward. Butcher runs away from half-back. Kicks in towards the centre of the ground. Starcevic can't mark. Rashudo was good, I thought, there, putting the necessary pressure on, but in doing so, the umpire has seen an infringement. The free kick will go to Craig Starcevic. Needs to kick a few more goals if Collingwood have a chance. He's a goal kicking forward. Chance for Rocker. 50 metres out. Handball to no one in particular. Fraser's going to run away. He's been tripped anyway. He'll get a free kick. Right in front, about 25 metres out. Well, to say Collingwood need to kick this goal desperately would be a bit of an understatement. They're 9-5 to 12-16. Mark Fraser can bring the difference back to 23 points. Mark Fraser, he's kicked it behind, and he's now kicked a badly needed goal for Collingwood. 1 goal, 1 to Mark Fraser. 10-5 to 12-16.
Yes, and they've only kicked 4 goals since quarter time, of course, Collingwood. Here's the lunge. Probably a professional free kick. And notice that Shane Kerrison is standing side by side Tony McGuinness. If Collingwood are to win this game, he's going to have to prevent him from exerting any more influence on the game.
We've got a fight going on to Woods and Liptak. Liptak's on the bottom at the present time, but he's winning when it comes to the footy. McGuinness floats one inside the 50. They're still fighting in front. What a terrific mark by Smart. Well, they are really charmed now. Adelaide can do no wrong.
Well, once again, just comes down to talent on that occasion. Classic mark. Just held him out magnificently with his rear end. Gavin Brown couldn't get on to the football to punch it away.
A terrific mark from Nigel Smart, but bear in mind, I don't think there's any chance of having mark of the day after what we saw from Modra earlier in this term. Smart, meantime, concerns himself with a goal. (13-16 to 10-5).
Well, they've got all the answers, Jared, haven't they? This was a great effort by Smart.
Yeah, I think they have exposed Collingwood's weakness, and that is their tallish defensive players. When you look at it, Gavin Brown just hasn't got the height and really has been well and truly exposed.
Well, Tony Shaw gets his left foot to it, but Bickley takes it away for the Adelaide side. His kick up near 50 metres. Bouncing ball, awkward. Jarman controls it. Andrew Jarman's got another one. Well, it might sound just a little pedestrian, but that's the feeling you get sitting here at Football Park. 14-16 to 10-5.
Yes, they're sitting crying now, Robbo, and I guess with just cause. Andrew Jarman, after his kiss on the cheek from Tony Shaw, has responded with a pretty good goal. Coming off the half-forward flank.
Well, again, Jared, it's a centre break, 20-6.
And they've dominated all afternoon in that area.
Well, the wind is whipping down the ground now, but there's little in Collingwood's play that tells you they'll get back. Anderson against the flow. Like a rugby scrum there. Outnumbered 4-1. Ties it up effectively for the Crows. They lead by 35 points. Over the top rim, but it falls to Monkhorst, who flicks it out somehow. Knocked on by McGuinness towards half forward. This is Butcher. Nicely done. Under pressure, boots it out wide. This is Fraser. Squares the ball. Shaw. Still inside the centre square. McGuan storms up the ground. Full-chested run. He kicks inside the 50. Rocker. Good mark. So the big man who kicked 10 goals against Richmond in round 14 and 10 against Footscray in round 16, going at his fourth here.
It's their only really successful passage of play.
This to pull it back to 29 points. Desperate for a goal, and he gets it. 4 to Rocker. I suppose if you look at those flags, still a chance for them, but as I say, their play doesn't warrant that optimism.
A little bit with you, Dennis. What was probably the latter part of the second term where Adelaide has set this up. They trailed well, quite badly, and then in the latter part of that second term, they surged forward. There's still Woods and Liptak having a go at each other. The bounce really favours Wren. He doesn't mess around. He whacks it towards centre half forward. Nigel Smart can't break the tackle. He's still got the football. Shot for goal, and under pressure. That was quite magnificent. Second goal to Smart. And Adelaide answer ever so quickly. 15-16, 11-5.
And he's becoming almost the most important player in the Crows lineup, Nigel Smart, because he is holding down that difficult centre-half forward position. Of course, Modra's been the superstar and probably got him in this position where they can will play in this year's finals, one would suggest. But if they are to be successful, they had to come up with a winning formula at centre-half forward. And Nigel Smart, with his athleticism, his pace, and his ability to take the high mark, makes him a very difficult player to match up upon, as Gavin Brown is finding out this afternoon.
Well, 31 scoring shots to 16, and they lead by 35 points. We've got 7 minutes left in the third quarter, so they can work on that. Collingwood, Monkhorst, forced a hand pass to anyone in particular. Brown and McGuinness combined, and McGuinness bangs it inside the 50-metre area again. Oh, Monkhorst nearly got it. Nigel Smart bouncing towards goal. Off to the right. Boundary throw in that right forward pocket. So Adelaide 160 kicks to 127. 74 hand passes to 65. And Collingwood lead in the marks 58 to 49.
Thrown in. Brown heads back for the boundary. Out of bounds. Unforgiving crowd. They want deliberate for a ruck knock. The lights are on at Footy Park. One of the sights of Australian football, that. Sun going down and the ball going out of bounds, along with Collingwood's chances and perhaps Geelong's as well. Still, the Magpies not done with yet. There's plenty of time, but Adelaide irresistible at times this afternoon and this evening. This is Butcher coming away towards midfield. Rashudo goes up, couldn't complete the mark. Wren. Tregenza got the lucky break. Brown goes down towards half forward. Big pack at the fall of the ball. It runs behind. Kelly's got it now. This is Pert peeling off from full back, chipping out wide. Good kick. Fraser's got the mark. Plays on immediately. Fraser from the wing towards half forward. Rowe. He's gone out of the game. He's forward of the wing. Brad Rowe started well. They all did. Here comes Rocker again. Oh, great courage. And he paid the price, McDermott. But look at him. He picks himself up. There's Shaw at the base of the pack. Has a little look. Pittman got him down. And watch this. It doesn't get any gutsier or any tougher than that. He's straight up. He will not lie down. He's leading by example. He knows that the other Crows are looking at him. He hasn't had a lot of the ball today, but that was worth its weight in gold. Rashudo over the top. Here's Brown again. Very important. Maybe cementing a place next week. Here's Smart. Jarman's got it. Well, he had it. Now he's in trouble. Back to Smart.
Oh, he's just so athletic, Nigel Smart. Little kick. Wiedemann, is that a mark?
Smart's down.
And in a little bit of trouble there too. Wiedemann goes for goal. Lovely long kick by Wiedemann off to the right-hand side. And through for just one behind to Adelaide. Wiedemann 1-goal-1, and still Nigel Smart in the hands of the trainers. No, he looks as though he's okay. I'm sure he'd be wanting to be on the ground at the end of this game if the Crows are to win. Watson, McGuan goes straight down the ground. Rowe can't take the mark. Starcevic, but it rebounds for Brad Rowe. Collingwood have got to get a goal out of this. They've got Francis 50 metres from goal. An unattended goal. Francis goes straight in that direction and kicks a Collingwood goal. So well done by the Magpies. Francis kicks his first goal. And Collingwood hang in there. 12-5, which is 77. But they trail Adelaide 15-17, 107.
Yes, well, Tony Francis has had 17 possessions this afternoon. Started well, like most of the Collingwood players, but he hasn't done a great deal of work forward of the centre since quarter time.
Well, that breeze, if we have a look now, is certainly livened up quite noticeably. And if Collingwood could get maybe, there's only 4 minutes left, if they could get one, maybe 2 goals in the remaining 4 minutes, I think this game will still go all the way down to the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Inside 25 points, I think. Robbo will give you a crack at this. McGuinness with other ideas, of course. Boots it down towards half forward. Pitches awkwardly. Butcher, the last man in line, got the ball. This is Woods. For the Woods, he goes out wide. In front, Starcevic. Rashudo did well to close him down. Fraser's got some pace, though, but he can't keep it in.
Well, I'd suggest you're both optimists.
I'm just looking at the breeze on top of the scoreboard. I mean, it's indicating that, and the windsock on the centre wing area, it's just livened up a little bit. And if they're within reach, it just depends on their own motivation then.
I think those flags got camera shy there a bit too. Is Rashudo. Over the top is Fraser, and we've got a whistle. I don't think Robbo and I are saying we'd like to back them, Jared.
Well, I just make the point that the breeze has nothing to do with players' attack on the football or winning the ball out of the centre. And since quarter time, Collingwood has been, well, they've been flogged in both areas.
There's Rashudo booting it out wide. Well, it's 7 goals to 4 in this term, and I venture to say with that breeze, that's probably a fair return. So Collingwood have some work to do. There's the clock running down. They can ill afford to concede another goal here. And of course, it comes down to will in the final term. Well, Collingwood have that. Here's Russell coming away. They're getting goals at this end, though. Russell, very indecisive. That was not a particularly good kick. It wobbles towards centre half forward. There's a push in the back to Brown. Now Brown will get the free, and we'll get an indication of the breeze because he will kick from inside the 50. There's a vacant goal square. He thought about moving it quickly and now decides to go back and have a shot. Some sage advice from Tony Shaw. No doubting that free. Gavin Brown, very quiet day. Started at fullback. Hasn't got the carry right on the line. It's still in the field of play. Rowe twisting and turning in the pocket. It's hard to get one from there. The breeze pushing it out. Rashudo takes the mark.
Good effort by young Mark Rashudo, right in the goal square. He kicks it out in towards the centre of the ground. Tregenza loves to run on, and he's going to create here because that kick, if it sinks for Anderson, it does, but he just couldn't quite keep it in. Greg Anderson throwing his right foot at it. I think it was a bit of an air shot actually in the finish.
Fraser made a mistake on the other side. He was guessing how the ball would come out. He didn't man up with Tregenza.
Monkhorst down to Shaw. Shaw's kick across his right shoulder. Kerrison running on. Couldn't quite control it. Morwood's tackle on McDermott. Unfair. Umpire in a good posse to see that. So Chris McDermott getting up a little gingerly. Tremendous captain is Chris McDermott. Handball away. Now it's Visca. His kick goes in towards the centre. Jarman couldn't take the mark. Wigney runs into trouble, leaves the football behind. Shaw's handball, Butcher. They've got to get a goal out of this. A minute left. Smart runs him down. Push in the back, no. Adelaide fans very happy with that. McGuinness comes clear. Kicks it too far in the finish. Free kick to Collingwood.
And Andrew Jarman has dislocated a finger in that fumbled attempt at a mark.
Free kick down here to Mickey McGuan. Under a minute left.
No movement up forward for Collingwood.
So McGuan goes long and high. Near the 50-metre line. No mark taken. In goes McGuinness again. Just knocking up, getting possessions. 28 is his total so far. And 2 magnificent goals in this quarter. Certainly has him figuring in best on ground consideration. Boundary throw in. Tapping it forward was Russell. Kicked back by Visca. Wiedemann. They love him here. McGuan held by Wiedemann. Will receive the free kick. And I would suggest that was okay. The crowd not too happy, but as we've already mentioned, they cheer the free kicks to Adelaide and jeer the free kicks to the opposition. Kicked by McGuan, marked by Starcevic, plays on. There's the siren. It's three-quarter time in this very, very crucial game at Football Park, and Adelaide lead by exactly 30 points. 15-17, 107. Collingwood 12-5, 77.
15-17 to 12-5 started the final term.
Dennis, Adelaide kicked 7-6, 13 scoring shots to Collingwood's 4 goals in that third quarter. So if the Collingwood side can get some sort of momentum up at the start of this last term, I'm sure that we've still got a game on our hands. But they need to get the ball away from the centre. Gerard has already mentioned centre breaks, 24 to Adelaide and 6 to Collingwood. Have had nothing happening around the centre circle. Once again, the umpire will bounce. Monkhorst tries to get it clear. Tregenza's got it. He's tackled, gets his foot to the ball. Taken away by Wiedemann. In towards half forward. Smart. Lip tap. Goes for goal. And misses badly.
And Ron McEwen having a trundle on Nigel Smart.
2 goals, 2 to Matthew Liptak. And that really would have made Collingwood's cause even that little bit more difficult. McEwen receiving from Pert, goes back to Pert. Pert out near the wing. Kelly judged it a little bit better. Handball to Butcher, back to Kelly. His vision not quite okay. McGuan was inside. He's kicked towards half forward. Brad Rowe was up high. Morwood, get rid of it quickly, he does. Starcevic, in turn, McGuan. Handball back towards Russell. Russell shot to the goal front. Bounces through for one behind.
It's been a disappointing evening and afternoon for Scott Russell. Hasn't got his normal share of the football. He's had very little effect. One of Collingwood's better players through the season.
15 possessions for that player. He's kicked a goal.
Jamieson, a former leading goal scorer with this team, now deep in defence. Pinpoints the ball to Anderson. Anderson up from the back pocket. Boots it towards the wing. Pittman's the target out there. Carried under the ball. It runs free behind. Shaw gets back. Swings it down towards half forward. Waiting for it. Watson completes the mark. Goes over the top. McGuan runs on. Now he can run to the 50 here, Mick McGuan. Some indecision. Now he uses the ball well. Full stretch Morwood. Morwood presenting himself. Now he could kick a goal from here. He'll shoot from about 35 metres out. Sharp angle. Currently the margin 30 points. The veteran. First kick of the afternoon. And he's missed. And behind, Collingwood creep closer. They're doing it by stealth at the moment.
Well, they need some real impetus by kicking a couple of quick goals, and the Crows, on the other hand, just looking to hang on. The kick in has been marked by Brown. He's at right half back. 50 metres, being asked to play on now. David Brown, his kick goes near the wing, nearly taken by Russell. Monkhorst has got it. He's in trouble. Goes to Russell. Russell running near the centre, on the point of the square.
Whoa.
Thumping kick. Oh, just missed. So we said that he's had a quiet night, and already he's been in for 2 behinds, and a change being affected by Adelaide. Bone coming back on at the expense of Wigney. And the ball forced over in the left forward pocket for Collingwood for a boundary throw in.
I'm surprised the Crows haven't used Tasker this afternoon. He's been sitting on the bench for the whole of the game. If they want to use him next week, perhaps he should get a run.
Wren did well, got it down to Bickley. Anderson in front on the outer side. McGuan comes in, and the ball goes across the boundary line. You get the feeling Collingwood haven't given up on this yet. There's Wigney, Footscray and the Swans. Now with the Crows, and looking towards finals action. Just a few days away. Tregenza around the outer side. Liptak again. Well played. Here's Brown. Plenty of vitality in him. He boots it down towards half forward. Pert props in front. Doesn't really want to go at the ball. He's trying to retard Modra down there. Opportunity for Smart. Smart does well. Got it to Bone. This is Jarman on the 50. Bacon goal square. It looks good. It's home. And perhaps so too are the Crows. 16-18 to 12-8.
I think that's how Andrew Jarman likes it, when he can play forward to the centre. He's the most dangerous player with the ball in his hands, and he gets within goal scoring distance. Intelligence tap there from Smart, and a regulation dummy from Jarman. Kicks a lovely one.
Good player, Andrew Jarman. Kicked 2 goals. 114, plays 80. Job very difficult now for Collingwood. Monkhorst bashes it clear of the centre circle area. Through comes Rashudo. Crows full of running. Up towards half forward. No mark taken. McEwen and Smart. Liptak in there. Tackled by Russell. Ball spills for Butcher. In goes Liptak again. Russell over the top. Umpire calls for a bounce. Left half forward for Adelaide, about 50 metres from their goal. And they lead quite comfortably on the scoreboard, 16-18 to 12-8. Ruckman, Kelly, now taken by McGuan. Looking to give the hand pass away. He does in the finish. Pretty good play there by Mickey McGuan. Set it up for Butcher. Butcher's handball. Fraser back to Butcher. He's now on centre wing. A high kick. Centre half forward. No mark taken. Look at the Crows. 4-2. They've got to get clear this ball. Scott Lee, Starcevic. Still Scott Lee bashes it over the boundary line. And if he tried to keep that in the field of play, well, I'm a Dutchman. But anyway, no free kick. Boundary throw-in will take place at right half forward for the Magpies.
So Adelaide set to finish 5th, it seems, and set up a showdown with the Hawks in Melbourne. Here's Kerrison towards the pocket, and it bounces out of bounds.
And I think one of the great unsolved mysteries of football at present is how the Crows can play such premiership-like football here at Football Park and yet come to Melbourne and be so pathetic on occasions.
Thrown in, Rocker wins it forward. And away they come again. McDermott got it from Rashudo, or was it Visca? It was Visca that time. The kick along the members' side. In front, Butcher. Close proximity, gives it across to Kelly, and Kelly hoists a very high one. Big pack. McDermott. Nicely done, almost nonchalant. Lee at centre half back, chips it to midfield. Taken by Wiedemann. Right in the centre circle. Spears the pass into Smart. They're putting on a clinic now. Adelaide at their most dangerous. Brown finds Modra, who's got 4. How many times have we seen that? And I've said a couple of times at Football Park this season, when they're in full cry, when they've got the pedal to the floor, there is no more exciting team in football. Modra, 40 metres out, goal. And Adelaide are etching a bit of history this afternoon.
Godra.
The good news for Godra, of course, is that his ankle appears to be okay. Didn't kick that one without any hesitation. He appears to have maintained his spring and his pace. And I don't even think Carl Lewis would keep up with him on that occasion.
So Collingwood trying to force it forward. Mickey McGuan crashed to the ground. Kerrison gets the handball away. Good bump by Rashudo on Francis. Ball spills now for Rowe. No, he couldn't quite control it. Jarman in trouble. Tackle there was by Rocker. Kerrison tries to force it forward. McGuinness applying good pressure. And the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in.
I'm sure all Adelaide Crow supporters will be hoping that perhaps the finals will bring out the best in the Crows over in Melbourne, because they have only beaten victors over there once against Richmond in round 1. They has also only beaten sides in the final 6 on 2 occasions this year.
Chance here for Morwood, but he's hemmed in. 3 or 4 Crows go after him. It's Scott Lee who gets the ball clear and balks a hand pass and runs through centre half back, kicking towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Kelly for the Magpies. A handball away for Russell. Russell goes towards half forward, nearly the mark to Rocker. It's been paid. Monkhorst gets the ball back quickly to the big full forward who's kicked 4 goals for the Magpies. A thumping torpedo punt kick to the goal front. That's off Mickey McGuan's foot, I think. It's a Collingwood goal. It is. Well done by Mickey McGuan. Didn't try to really gather the football, and it's run through for a Collingwood goal. Belatedly, 13-8, plays 17-18.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fluke, that one for Mickey. He's struggled this season a little bit with a chronic groin injury. Had it operated on over the summer, but it has flared again. And if Collingwood a figure in next year's finals, I'll hope that some surgical treatment will overcome that injury.
So the margin 34 points. Is the time remaining. Tregenza boots it down towards half forward. Butcher did pretty well initially. Bone, even better lip tap to Jarman. Fumbles, settles, and kicks another one. Andrew Jarman gets his third. The Crows 18th. It's 18-18 to 13-8. And the crowd have got a scent now.
Yes, it's quite bewildering when you see such fine passages of play by great players. Jarman inside of the goals is a dangerous man with the football. But once again, that Melbourne venue looms as their biggest hurdle in their history.
Well, they've kicked 17-13 to 7-7 since quarter time. Monkhorst gets the tap out. Bickley to Anderson. Anderson kicks the Crows into attack once again. Whatever breeze there was, looks as though it may have died down a little bit. Kerrison goes to Butcher. Butcher is at right half back. He's done pretty well since coming off the interchange bench. And he finds Watson. He's got Kelly in support, wide at centre wing. Butcher's run pretty well. Takes the hand pass. Short kick into the pocket. Rowe's got it 50 metres from goal. Could nearly play on. He does. He hesitated. And kicks for goal. No mark taken. Punch to the front. Away goes Rashudo. Goes to no one in particular with the hand pass, but it finds touch, and we'll have a boundary throw in right half forward for Collingwood.
It was a good handball in the finish, wasn't it?
Yes, well disguised, and got about 20 metres for his team. It's about 55, 60 metres from the Collingwood goal. Monkhorst and Wren, they've had a pretty interesting battle for most of the evening. Russell, handball. Francis from the pocket. Oh. Good kick. Francis is a Collingwood goal. Tony Francis kicks his second goal, and Collingwood, well, they're fighting the game right out. 14-8, plays 18-18.
Yes, 2 good second half goals to Tony Francis. And this one was quite special. Had plenty of time to line it up, but still was an acute angle from 45 metres out. A good result for him.
Still, it's 34 points. 18-18 to 14-8. Rucks go at it again. Monkhorst did well. Bickley, though, against the flow, controls it.
Right kick.
Gains some distance with the spiral well inside the 50. Smart Got it on the ground. That was initially, I think, what he was after. Gets it to Wiedemann. Lip tap. Running towards goal. 35 metres out. It ricochets off Richardson. An opportunity now for Collingwood. This is Russell in deep trouble. Dragged down. Trying to come through again, Richardson. Shaw's got it, but in the meantime, the whistle has gone. It will come back and be a Collingwood free.
Yes, well, they gave the free away on that occasion, but since quarter time, the tackling and harassment from the Crows has been quite exceptional. And if they are to be successful next week, that will have to be at a similar level.
McGuan draws a man. This is Woods now, running down towards right half forward. He's angling away from the play, really. He chips the pass towards the pocket, and that's a terrific mark down there in front by Gavin Brown. Strong lead, but the defender was right with him step for step. Little short pass, Starcevic.
Craig Starcevic has only kicked 1 goal, and I'm sure that Collingwood fans realise that if they're to kick a winning score, this man's got to kick up around 4 goals. That's a good kick, though. Good distance and accurate. So Starcevic kicks his 2nd goal, and the Collingwood fans are still pretty excited here. I don't know whether the Geelong people should be, because the difference is still 28 points. There's plenty of time left, 14 minutes. So one wonders whether the Magpies have got enough at their backs to snatch this game away from the Crows. 15-8, plays 18-18. Centre breaks all important. 29-7 in favour of Adelaide at this stage. Wren gets the tap out, comes to Fraser. Handball. Watson stood his ground nicely. Wren handball. Intercepted there by Morwood. Bickley's got the football. Morwood's tackle was effective. Umpire will bounce just wide of the centre circle. Bounce goes for Wren. Bickley's got the footy. He kicks Adelaide in towards centre half forward. Well inside the 50-metre area. Lip tack. A kick across his body is very, very wide, and it's easily punched away in the finish by Gary Pert from Modra. Modra's kick 5, Jarman 3, and for Collingwood, Severio Rocker is their leading goal kicker with 4.
The performance of Liptak and Brown is going to make it very difficult for Stephen Rowe to win his place back in this side. A player that has had a pretty good season up in the forward pocket, but just omitted this week.
McGuinness takes the ball over for another boundary throw-in. So Geelong did the right thing on Friday night by beating the West Coast, but it may not be enough because they were hoping that Collingwood could have somehow manufactured a victory against the Adelaide Crows. But
Jarman really has got on top in the middle, and Tony Shaw is going to pay the... He's just bringing him back a little bit.
48,000 people, a record crowd here at Football Park. And they're roaring their approval of the Adelaide Crows at this stage of the proceedings. Jarman, we mentioned, has kicked 3. Oh, good kick. Gets good distance, but it's helped over for a rush behind of the Crows. So they've had plenty of shots at goal. 37, in fact, to 23. And they lead by 29 points.
48,522 to be precise today. I think about 4 years ago, people were saying in Adelaide that South Australia didn't want AFL football. Here comes the kick to the members' side. Smart from behind, fist down. And it seems they've got AFL finals now. Not in Adelaide, but their side going to Melbourne next week. Smart kicks inside the 50. Brown in trouble. Kerrison. Good pressure by Brown, although Kerrison didn't have the ball, according to the umpire. So Kerrison plays on immediately, feeds Richardson, who runs up towards half-back, uses the ball very well. Fraser just waited. Now Woods pushing it through the centre. Well played. Woods, high kick, down towards Morwood. How will it bounce? Away from him, which in effect favours him. Body to body there with Lee. Lee flicks it towards the boundary, and that will do. The negating things now, winning applause at Football Park.
Scott Lee, 13 and 6, has been quite effective.
What a sight.
Yes, a terrific environment here as big Sean Wren takes the ball from the boundary throw-in. No mark taken. Richardson handball. Russell from the centre wing position kicks it towards centre half forward, and nearly the mark to Morwood. He dropped it. He probably should have taken it. Starcevic back to Morwood, taken away by Pittman. Combination of hand passes. In the middle of it all was the captain. Manufacturing still. Anderson to Liptak. Back to Anderson. Loves to run, Greg Anderson. He's kicked straight towards goal, and it's a mark. No. Not paid to Modra. Collingwood come away through Richardson. Short kick finds Watson. Watson is at right half back. He goes far too short. Kerrison harassed out of it by McGuinness. McGuinness nearly BOG. Jarman, terrific handball. Bone. Running nicely, Brown. Running into trouble in the finish. Forced to kick high. Underneath it. No mark taken by Wiedemann. Picked off by Russell. Handball for Tony Shaw, and Collingwood back near the centre of the ground. Mark taken by Rowe.
Brad Rowe showing a lot of pluck here, Collingwood. Not a lot to play for, but they haven't given it away. That second quarter has cost them dearly. And Geelong, of course, as Francis boots inside the 50. Open goal, beckons for Morwood if he can control the ball. Morwood, well, it was a kick of a tired man. He shouldn't be all that tired. It's gone out of bounds in the right full forward pocket. A man on for the handball over the top as well. Not good by Morwood. Anderson, meantime, brings it away and boots towards the wing. Kelly, oh, great mark. Terrific mark. He was nudged under the ball by Bone. This is Francis. In two minds, needs to go now. Tony Francis pumps it back in once more. Brown's in front. Missed it. Could have been pushed in the back. He's going to get the free kick. So Gavin Brown will kick it goal from about 25 metres out. Yet to kick a goal.
There wasn't much doubt on that one.
No. So the margin is 29 points. If he gets this, well, you'd have to be a super optimist, but even so, over 9 minutes remain. Brown, and he's missed.
Well, he's missed a lot of football this season, Gavin Brown. Turned his ankle playing against the Eagles a couple of months ago and had an extended stay out of the game. Came back last week, picked up Greg Williams in the centre, did quite a reasonable job too. But would be one player that was suffering more than the rest with the intense heat that we've had here for winter.
Lost the footy.
Just a souvenir.
Bit of an anticlimax, isn't it?
Yep.
A pretty good look at the concerned look on Gavin Brown's face as he waited for the football to come back from the crowd. But
well, let's look to next week, Robbo. Crows haven't won in Melbourne since round one. They come up against Hawthorn, who have beaten them twice this season, including here at in Adelaide.
They did beat Hawthorn last year in Melbourne, though. We've got to hasten to add.
Their form last week in the second half wasn't too bad against Hawthorn.
Bad.
Anyway, back to this game momentarily as the ball is kicked back towards centre wing. Visca tries to get clear. Little hand pass for Jarman was pretty good. Jarman's ability to hold it and control it was excellent. Smart, no mark, but the free kick is against McEwen for holding, and the umpire again was in a great spot to adjudicate on that decision, and the free kick will go to Nigel Smart.
Well, just speaking about the umpires, they were perhaps a little bit jittery at the start of the game, but playing a fair few free kicks, but they've had a pretty good game all round.
Well, I think since quarter time, it's the ball has been handled pretty cleanly, particularly by Adelaide. Nigel Smart. Terrific kick by Smart. He's got another goal. He's kicked his third. Adelaide fans pretty happy with that result. They go marching on 19-19, 133. Collingwood 15-9, 99. The difference is 34 points.
Yes, and if you're a Hawthorn player, you'd be shaking in your boots if you thought you had a role at centre half back for them, because one gets the feeling this player is on the verge of something great.
Just over 8 minutes till full time. 8 minutes remaining in the season for the Magpies. Kerrison boots it down towards half forward. Starcevic the leaper. Here's Rowe again, about 60 metres from goal. Long kick down towards full forward. Going back is Rocker. It bounces, and I think it's gone through for a goal. It has. Greeted with virtual silence, apart from in that area. Brad Rowe has been busy again in the last 15 minutes or so. 16-9 to 19-19. Rowe's second goal.
Yes, very difficult to get a handball off Brad Rowe. A little bit similar to his coach. We saw a couple of his highlights on Man in the Year at half-time. And Barney was one of the most difficult players to get a handball off in the history of it, but he did usually kick the goal, Robbo.
Well, it's pretty difficult to argue with the man with the record that he had, over 300 games and something like 700 goals and umpteen premierships. But anyway, here's Richardson in a little bit of trouble at half-back. He's able to get himself some space and kick it near the centre of the ground. Monkhorst is marked. Away for Kerrison. Collingwood surging forward once again. Kerrison's kick to half forward. Rowe read it, went for the mark and rebounded quickly. Kicks into the goal square. It's a goal. Another one. He's kicked 3. So would this, with 7 minutes left, give Geelong any reason for excitement? 19-19 to 17-9. The difference down to 22 points.
Well, the life buoy's back in the water anyway, isn't it?
Well, if they can kick 4 goals and hold Adelaide scoreless, they can win the game.
Paul Williams coming onto the ground. Shane Ward coming off.
I'd hate to harp on it, but it's centre breaks, isn't it? Collingwood have had a couple in the last few minutes and they've got 2 quick goals.
You've got to say, goals are coming easy enough. A lot of pressure in the game at the moment. Adelaide need to tighten. 133 to 111. Wren towards half forward. Important ball for Collingwood. Russell feeds it out wide. This is Richardson. And suddenly some trepidation now in the crowd again. It's a remarkable barometer. The ball's out of bounds and will be thrown in.
It was a poor kick by Richardson. He was in the clear and he really had 2 players down here that he could have hit on the chest with that pass and he missed. Bad miss.
Collingwood led by 26 points at quarter time. It seems a long time ago now. Their football was terrific early. They're finishing well. McGuan didn't have the ball. Could have almost got a free in. Goes Shaw. McDermott on top of him. And there's no easy ball in that combination. So we've got a ball up. Collingwood spent 1 week on top of the table this season. That was after round 8. They were freely being predicted as a potential premier. Well, the wheels came off. Here's Francis. Monkhorst directed it down. High kick inside the 50. Rashudo. Rose playing his heart out. Lee gets it to Brown.
And David Brown runs away. He's on centre wing. Nice long kick towards half forward. High was Smart. Couldn't take the mark. Kelly, it rebounds off Nigel Smart's head and goes over for a boundary throw-in. The applause for another good effort as Tasker has taken his place on the ground. Looks as though he may be playing at centre half forward. Smart doing the ruck work against Kelly. Gathered by Wiedemann. Handball, not all that effective. David Brown happy to see it over. Boundary throw in left half forward for Adelaide. 22 points the margin in favour of the Crows. 5.5 minutes left. So Geelong people sitting on the edge of their seats. Magpies need to kick a quick goal. McDermott and McGuinness. Umpire decides on a bounce.
This will do Adelaide though, won't it?
Yeah, just precious seconds ticking away.
The selection of Tasker was an interesting one. He's only played 2 games this season for the Crows. Before tonight, he spent most of the year with North Adelaide.
Kelly kicks it back near the centre. Fraser. Tregenza the tackler. Ball spills for Watson. Off the left foot. Rowe in front. Takes the mark. He's played well in the last few minutes.
Been terrific.
He's kicked 2 goals, Brad Rowe. And he's going to kick Collingwood into attack. No, he's not. He kicked into the man on the mark. In goes Tregenza. Watson is there. He's being held by Tregenza. The ball spills. He somehow got his foot to it. Visca. Hand pass to Anderson. Anderson's short kick is effective. Brown. Handball away to Rashudo. Rashudo's kick to half forward. No mark taken. Tasker the first to recover. McEwen, the chaser. The kick to the goal front has been marked by Pert. No, it hasn't. And it's been forced over for a boundary throw-in the left forward pocket for Adelaide. Gary Pert wouldn't be happy dropping that chest mark.
Just over 4 minutes till full time. Wiedemann does well. Snaps at goal. It's close. It drifts away to behind. Adelaide 19-20 and Collingwood 17-9. Hopefully we can bring you details of the draw for next weekend in terms of when the matches will be played following this game. Here's McGuan. So we're looking at Essendon Carlton. That was etched in stone when the day began. Here's Tregenza, North Melbourne and the West Coast Eagles, and Hawthorn and Adelaide. Tregenza has played very well. Forward of the wing, goes down towards half forward, and the juggle marked the Tasker.
Yes, well, I'd say he'd be just a little bit of insurance for Graham Corns. Another tallish player can pick up a like offender in attack or defence.
Sean Tasker will kick from outside the 50. Very high kick. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Pert thumps it out. McEwen, well, stumbled. Slapped back in by Tasker. This is Richardson. Did it nicely in a tight situation. Away to Francis. He's kicked a couple of goals. And away he comes, running. Gives it across to Pert.
And Pert's now approaching left half back. They're forced to kick with the left foot. No mark taken by Rowe, but look at Adelaide getting back. 3-on-1. Ball finishes with Visca receiving from Big Sean Wren. And his vision was all right. He gave the ball away to Wiedemann. His hand pass finds Anderson, and Adelaide into attack. Look at the kick by Anderson, right under the chest of Modra. And that lady wishing and hoping. Fingers crossed.
There's a classic kick from Greg Anderson. One of the better kicks in the AFL. On his left, of course.
Here goes Modra for goal number 6. It's pretty close. No, he missed to the left-hand side. 5 goals, 3 for the Adelaide Crows star full forward, Tony Modra. 1.5 minutes left, just over.
Modra, of course, had to kick 11 goals this afternoon if he was to overhaul Gary Ablett and win the John Coleman medal. I just suggest that's beyond him at the minute.
I would think you are absolutely correct there, Gerard. There's Mickey McGuan taking the mark at half-back for the Pies. Not really much to kick to. He's going to go into the centre where Monkhorst has made good position. He takes the mark. He could go on quickly. Starcevic could be on the end of this Richardson. No, it's Woods. Woods on centre wing. Short kick. Okay. No, Fraser couldn't take the mark. Out came Bickley hard at the football. Hand pass away for Tasker, getting another possession. In turn, Tregenza. On to David Brown. Brown's had a picnic since coming onto the ground. 21 possessions, including a goal. Wiedemann with the football. Into the pocket. Modra slips. Kelly. Handball away for McGuan. McGuan comes out of half-back. Less than a minute left. McGuan goes long. Out near the wing, the mark has been taken by Brad Rowe.
Fine final term from the former Bear. He goes in short. This is Kerrison. The crowd in festive mood now. Strong mark over the top. Jamieson, he enjoyed that. Jamieson swings it out wide. And it's a foot race. Storming up the ground is Watson. Did well. He goes back and gets it now, Watson. Sweeps the hand pass into Shaw. Shaw forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. We're down to 20 seconds. McGuinness. In the meantime, there's a whistle, and the free kick will go to Jamieson. It was a throw.
There's going to be a big roar here in a minute, Dennis.
Well, nothing's impossible in football, but I would suggest that playing a final here at Football Park and winning it if you're a Victorian side would almost be the impossible task.
Well, if that's the case, give Collingwood their due.
Well, they're there.
I think importantly it indicates the Crows' decision to reappoint Graham Corns. They took perhaps a gamble about 4 weeks ago. The Crows really haven't looked back since.
Interesting there, 2 former teammates at Glenelg, Chris McDermott and Tony McGuinness, and they're together now with Max Stevens. So let's hear what they've got to say.
Fellas, congratulations. I know, Tony, how much it means to you after your stint with Footscray and coming back. You must be thrilled.
Oh, unbelievable. It's been a lot of work to get there. We've been under enormous pressure this week, but 8 years has been a long time. It's just a great effort. I'm so relieved.
Well, your teammates at Glenelg, and I mean, this must be a special moment for the two of you.
It really is. I mean, Tony's been such a great player, throughout his whole career, SANFL, AFL, and it's a real credit to him and a great reward for him after so many years of hard work. And it's magnificent to play with him, and we're in there with a chance.
Well, there were some great individual performances today, but I mean, Brown's efforts coming into the side, I mean, you can't question some of the individual performances.
Oh, you couldn't question anybody, Max. It was just a great effort by the 20 blokes, and a deserved performance, I think, after a lot of pressure over the last few years, in particular the last couple of weeks.
Quick, just Melbourne, going to Melbourne next week. It's going to be Hawthorn. Been very critical that you can't win in Melbourne. How do you see it?
It's a different game, finals, as they say, and we're getting very close to a win over there, and we're confident we can make one this week.
Well, fellas, well done. I reckon 3/4 of a marathon today, Tony. See you, buddy.
Max Stevens. And I think Andrew Jarman's trying to find his bookmaker. He was on the phone. He may like their chances next week. And these Crows savouring the moment with their fans, and their fans certainly worth a bit. Jared making the point in the dying seconds there. But this is a tough place to win football matches. Collingwood valiant. They've lost by 24 points, 19-21 to 17-9.